Hello, welcome back to Premier League Dad. How are we all doing? My name is Kee. We are live for the Standard Chartered Trophy at the Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong. Liverpool against AC Milan. Liverpool against AC Milan. Sammy Hippie is being interviewed right now for LFC TV, and he's looking well, Sammy. He's looking well. It looks like he could be. I mean, we might need a centre back before the end of the season, before the end of the summer. So, get yourself fit, Sammy. But listen, really looking forward to this one. Huge game in pre-season at least. Liverpool have made some changes. I'll go through the lineup shortly. Hugo Ekitike does not feature, is maybe the news that some people were looking for. He will probably only feature in the next pre-season game against Yokohama F. Marinos on the 30th in Tokyo, which, by the way, I will be live for that one too. So yes, we'll be waiting to see how he does. But of course, today all eyes are on Florian Wirtz, who does start. Florian Wirtz starts, and yeah, we'll go through. In fact, we'll go through the lineups. Let's just go through the lineups. Why not? Let's do it. The lineups are as follows. 12:30, Liverpool against AC Milan. So it's Joe Gomez as well, by the way. I forgot to mention Joe Gomez has flown home from the Liverpool tour. That's one of the other bits of news that maybe you might not have spotted. Joe Gomez flying home from the Liverpool tour. What do we make of that? So Alisson in goal, it's Stevenson, Morton, Van Dijk and Robertson, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and Elliott, and then Salah, Wirtz and Engamoa up front. No Luis Diaz, no Darwin Núñez in the squad. Both of those expected to make moves away. Yeah, really interested to see how Liverpool line up, I guess. It's going to be very interesting to see. Hugo Ekitike's interviews, that's just being shown now on LFC TV as well. But yeah, Alisson, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, Salah, Elliott, Robertson, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Stevenson, Morton and Engamoa is the starting lineup. On the bench is Woodman, Mamadashvili, Kanate, Jones, Gakpo, Tsimikas, Doak, Bradley, Nayoni, Kirkez and Frimpong. So I'm sure Kirkez, Frimpong, certainly Nayoni. It'd be interesting to see if Mamadashvili starts the second half as well. But it'd probably be, I think, a completely changed lineup for the second half. Be interesting to see how Liverpool approach this one. There is a trophy riding on this, by the way. There is a trophy riding on this. I've got to say, this isn't just a pre-season friendly. This is the Standard Chartered Trophy. It's about as elite as it gets. Never mind your Premier League titles and your Champions League trophies. No. It's all about the Standard Chartered Trophy at the Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong. That is what it's about. So it'll be interesting to see. Hugo Ekitike will just be watching the lads today. He isn't involved. And yeah. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Before we do get stuck in, by the way, I do just want to say a big thank you to our sponsors on this channel, Match Bingo. If you haven't yet, please do go and download the Match Bingo app. Match Bingo are supporting Premier League Dad. They're sponsoring our channel and helping us grow and helping me continue to deliver these lives for you. So if you like these lives, if you like that sort of thing, then please do go and show them a bit of love. Go and download the app, but you have to do so by my special link in the description. So if you click the description in this in the YouTube app, and then you go to the Match Bingo link, click it, download it to your phone. If you like that sort of thing, if you like a bet and you deposit just £5 into Match Bingo, we'll give you £10 free. to have a little flutter, have a gamble. Every single match bingo card that you buy is worth up to 250 quid. So 15 quid, I mean, there's effectively, I think 3 quid a bingo card it is. So you got about 1,200, 1,300 quid there to be won. Go and check it out. Go and check it out. You might win yourself a small fortune on us. And as I say, cost you a fiver to play and you'll be supporting the channel. So please do consider, if you like a bet on the football, only if you like a bet on the football, and if you're over 18, please do consider going downloading the Match Bingo app. It would certainly help the channel. If, of course, you don't like betting, you don't like that sort of thing, then steer clear of it. It's not your thing. Stay away from it. Right. Anyway, with that said, we are 50 minutes away from kickoff. I'll put the lineups up on screen because that's what we're about. I do just need to get set up on the other place. So yeah, a massive thank you if you do decide to stick with us today. Let me know your thoughts. Let's get a prediction going. There you go. Get your votes in. Let me know. Let me know what you're thinking. Okay, one sec. Right, let's get the lineups up on screen. I've not seen AC Milan's lineup yet. I don't know what AC Milan's lineup looks like. I wonder if we'll see Pulisic. Probably the only... AC Milan had a really bad season last year. A really bad season. They really struggled. It was a difficult season. Put it that way. It was a very difficult season for AC Milan, and I imagine, if I'm really honest, I imagine they'll struggle again this season. They finished 8th last season. Obviously they hired Conceição around Christmas time. They had Fonseca in at the early part of the season. That was just disastrous, and they sacked him, brought in Conceição. I mean, obviously they won the Super Cup. That was about as good as it got. And they lost in the Coppa Italia final. But other than that, they had a pretty poor season, AC Milan. It was a difficult year for them. Pulisic, probably the standout player in a difficult year. Maignan was expected to move on. Obviously, Chelsea were strongly linked with him. It looks likely now that he's sticking around. And yeah, it's not even been a particularly strong pre-season in terms of transfers, ins and outs. You know, I mean they've had Samuel Ricky's come in, of course, from Torino. Obviously, they brought Luka Modric in. Maybe Luka Modric starts today. We'll find that out. Pervis Estupiñán as well, in the last couple of days, has just signed from Brighton for AC Milan. So Estupiñán, Ricky. I mean, Ricky, I think, is going to be a very, very good signing. But they've lost Kalulu. They've lost Reinders, obviously, to Manchester City was a big, big one. Theo Hernandez going to Al Hilal as well. That was another big one. It just feels like some of the players that I would have expected to leave, or some of the players that I would have expected to come in, haven't come in, and some of the players we maybe would have expected. I mean, João Felix was another one, didn't quite work out last year. Kyle Walker, another one, didn't quite work out last year from the Premier League. It's been a mad year, yeah, a very, very mad year for AC Milan, and this is the third pre-season? Yeah, third pre-season game. They lost to Arsenal last week, and yeah, they've got us today. I don't know who they played before that. Was it? I think they played Milan Futuro. They played the reserve side. That was their first game, but this is their third pre-season game. Still very early into this season under Allegri, and yeah, Conte side just didn't quite work out last season. Neither did Fonseca. It was just a disastrous year. I think all of the Rossoneri will just be hoping to write this last season off. Just write it off, chalk it up to a bad year. We finished 8th. Time to rebuild under Allegri, try and get back into the Champions League. That will be the focus for AC Milan this year. Right. Now, let me just go through TikTok, because I'm not ignoring you, TikTok. I apologise. Jay, how's it going, Jay? Morning, Key. Hope you're good, mate. Happy Saturday, Copite. You watching the Toffees 9 p.m? I am, mate. Yes, I am live for Everton and Bournemouth tonight. Looking forward to that, actually. Everton and Bournemouth tonight, 9 o'clock kickoff. I'll be live at 8 o'clock. So, yeah, if you fancy a watch along tonight, I'll be live for Everton and Bournemouth in the Premier League Summer Series. That'll be a giggle. So we'll see how that one goes. Right, morning Leon, how's it going? Normal Guy, good morning from the US, good to see you, man. How's it going? Normal Guy thinks Liverpool 2-0. Ben, I completely forgot about this. What a beautiful surprise. Big Divock still in their reserves. I don't think he is. No, I don't know where Divock is nowadays, actually. Where is Divock Origi? No, he's left. He was most recently with AC Milan, but actually he's not an AC Milan player anymore. I think he's just training with them. He's no longer contracted to the club. I think maybe they've agreed a settlement. So, very sad. Leon, how are you, Key? I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you feeling today? Normal Guy, bringing in midfielders. Luka Modric and Ricky is a young Italian midfielder. Modric didn't start the last game for AC Milan. No, I would expect he does start today, though. Let me have a look at the lineups, actually. We'll see. What a brew. How you doing, pal? Not been here for a bit. Good to see you, man. Yeah, good to see you. I'm doing good. Hopefully you are too. Baz, hope Tierno Barry displays his quality. Think Bournemouth will be a score more than you team. Well, that's what they were last season, certainly. Whether or not they continue to be that, I don't know. But Barry is... I think you're going to be... Tierno Barry, I don't think hits the ground running for Everton. I think he will prove to be a good signing, but I don't think he hits the ground running. I think he takes a year or so to really get bedded into the Premier League, and it might actually be that Beto is your best striker for now. What a brew. Malia, day 5. I can tell you, pal, it's starting to catch up with me. Malia, bloody hell. Nice. Enjoy it, man. I can imagine day 5 falling to bits. You're a better man than I. I had no way I could last 5 days in Malia. Ben, surely Divock can still offer something. I mean, if you looked at him, I'm a funny one to talk, but if you looked at his the last time he played competitive football was for Nottingham Forest. He was on loan from AC Milan to Nottingham Forest, and if you look at the squad photo, Divock Origi had been, I think he'd been on the kebabs. He'd been eating well, And again, I'm not pot and kettle, but he had a sizable kite. Divock, our mate Divock. So I don't know. Maybe his fitness has fallen a little bit. I don't know, but I agree. I find it baffling that he couldn't even get a kick for an AC Milan side, as bad as they were, as desperate for goals as they were last year. They were really, really struggling. So yeah, for me, I am very, very surprised that he didn't maybe get a little bit more insight, a little bit more action than he did for AC Milan. Glad to hear you're doing better, Leon. Good to see, man. Baz, yeah, Beto getting the number 9 as well will be great for his confidence. Like a well done, you earned it. Yeah, I do. I was going to say, I still think Beto starts the season as the number 9 and the out and out striker for Everton. I'd be very surprised if it's anything other than that. Eddie Allen 987, is it Liverpool Milan today, Key? It is, mate. Yes, it starts at 12:30. We're 40 minutes away from kickoff, so we're just going to be chatting and chinwagging about all the latest news in the build up. We've got the lineups, everything out, so we're just going to be chatting away and talking away about football. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know your thoughts, man. Ben, do we think his heart is in it? Divock. I mean, do you know what? I think there's an argument to say, isn't there, with Divock Origi, that he's achieved all he's ever going to achieve in the game. Like, the guy has won everything with Liverpool, and he's not only won everything, he's won everything playing a massive part. Like, I know he only played off the bench, but you've got to, the Barcelona game and the Newcastle game, scoring in the final against Tottenham. He did some massive stuff for us, Divock Origi, and he's always going to be a Liverpool legend. So it's kind of sad to see him, completely fall off a cliff in that way. But he is, I agree with you. I think maybe there's an argument to say that he has just switched off. Now that he's won everything, he doesn't need to really try anymore. Okay, so the AC Milan team is as follows. In fact, we haven't even got the Milan lineup. I don't think there's anywhere that's talking about the Milan lineup. We've got the Liverpool lineup. The Liverpool lineup's out. That's all confirmed. The big story being that Hugo Ekitike doesn't feature. He is going to be watching from the sidelines while Florian Wirtz does start today. Florian Wirtz starts. Kirkes and Frimpong on the bench. Mamadashvili on the bench. But yeah, Florian Wirtz starting. So that's going to be... And it's Salah, Engamoa up front as well. Morton plays as well. Gravenberch, Robertson, Harvey Elliott. Apparently Harvey Elliott, big news today. Apparently Harvey Elliott had a meeting with Arne Slot last night. Or early this morning, depending on the time difference in Hong Kong. Had a meeting with Arne Slot and discussed his future, and there was an outcome from that. We don't know what that is, but apparently there was a decisive discussion this morning with Harvey Elliott. He outlaid to to Arne Slot. It's because Jurgen Klopp's just come up on the screen. He outlaid to Arne Slot that he wants regular first team football because he wants to get in the England World Cup squad for next year. That's his ambition. He wants regular football. Can Liverpool give that to him? And seemingly he's starting. He's starting against AC Milan. So I wonder whether or not maybe Arne Slot's looked at it and gone, okay, well, maybe we can accommodate him. Or is this putting him in the shop window? Is this trying to just attract more buyers for Harvey Elliott? I don't know. Bars just glad DCL has left, but hope Wirtz and Salah shines this season for FPL. Hopefully not against us. I still find it mad that we've got Everton early, so early on in the season. That's going to be weird to see Liverpool against Everton so early in the season. Ben, what's to stop him doing well somewhere? He's not old. He's 30 now, isn't he? Ben, what's our lineup, Key? Our lineup is Alisson in goal. It's Alisson in goal. It's Van Dijk, Robertson, Morton, Stevenson at the back. And then it's a midfield of Gravenberch, Wirtz, Elliott, Szoboszlai, and it's Salah and Engamoa up front. So I guess a 4. Well, it won't be a 4-4-2. That'll be a slight change, but yeah, that's that. LFC TV have done it in that weird way where it's like laid out in number order. So Alisson, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, Salah, Elliott, Robertson, Gravenberch, Wirtz, Engamoa, Morton, and Stevenson. That is your starting lineup. Your bench is Woodman, Mamadashvili, Kanate, Jones, Gakpo, Tsimikas, Doak, Kirkez, Frimpong, Bradley, Nioni. I will put those in the chat, and I'll pin them in the chat so you can see them. That is the that's the lineup for Liverpool. Yeah, Joe Gomez flying home. Joe Gomez has flown home with an Achilles injury, a slight Achilles injury, apparently. I have to hope that it is just a slight Achilles injury and it's not actually anything more than that, and it's not, maybe Arne Slot and Liverpool trying to, maybe they've moved Joe. I don't want Joe Gomez to leave. I really, really don't want Joe Gomez to leave. Sam, has Eddie said something about Isak? He has, yeah. He has said so. He just said quite a bit about Isak this morning. Callum seeing Wirtz and Szoboszlai in a double 10. Yeah, that won't be bad. Probably only get half. I would imagine only the first half covers that. I am Crute. Apparently Joe Gomez has gone home with a knock. Yeah, that's the one. Absolutely. Aston Villa 57. Do you think Villa is going to win the league? No. I am Crute. I do think if there's been one issue with Arne, it's been the game time of people like Elliott. The thing is, though, you can't really fault him when we're winning league titles. It's always, if we win league titles, who plays is kind of irrespective, isn't it? You win league titles how you win league titles. It doesn't really matter who plays. But I know what you're saying. I get the point. I get it. Just you would ideally want to have played Elliott more, but it's sad. I mean, if he doesn't fit in the squad, he doesn't fit in the squad. Onye, Elliott needs to leave for his development. I thought a Wolves would have been nice Cunha replacement. I think he's better than that, mate. I think he's better than that. I think Elliott could go and walk into Newcastle's lineup. I think he could go and he could get into Villa's lineup. I do think he could go and get into Brighton's lineup. I think he's any of those teams kind of just immediately outside the top 6, maybe top 4, top 6. I think he could get into those. Baz, hate that when the lineup isn't in position. I always think we have McNeil doing a shift as centre-back. Yeah, it's well annoying, isn't it? Let me see if I can find the AC Milan lineup, because it's still not been released. AC Milan's lineup still hasn't. Been announced. Obviously, Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez being completely left out of the squad is another really, really surprising one. Right, here we go. We have got AC Milan's lineup now. Okay, so AC Milan's lineup is as follows. Mike Maignan in goal. It's Tomori, Thiaw, Pavlovic, and Salamakers. Then it's Loftus-Cheek, Ricky, the new signing, Fofana, Batasagi, and then up front Pulisic and Leao. So on the bench, Teresiano, Komoto, Estupinan, another new signing as well, Gabba, Jimenez, Magni, Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze, Yunus Musa, and Okafor and Colombo as well on the bench. So AC Milan got a very, very decent side there. Strahinja Pavlovic is one to watch. I really like him. He's a centre-back. I wouldn't mind having at Liverpool. Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I think Ricky in years to come, you look at him, he could be an absolutely fantastic centre mid. Reminds me a lot of Barella. Obviously across the way at Inter Milan. Yeah, Samuel Ricky, a very, very good young player, signed from Torino this summer. So it'll be interesting to see him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, perfect. Okay. God, where's Liverpool's? Here we go. Kirkes, where is he? That's the one. Oh, what a dick. What an absolute dick. Sorry. Apologies. Right, cheers for the retweets. Man United have West Ham later. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how Everton get on against Bournemouth tonight. We'll be doing that one at 9 o'clock tonight. So if you want to give us a like and a sub and a follow, we'll be live for that one. Ben says, I think we've got the strongest goalkeeper depth in the world. Joe Gomez and injury, those two have to be in the same sentence. That's harsh. That is harsh. I really like Joe. I really don't want to see us sell him. LFC Fan 200, did we put a bid in for Isak? Yes. Apparently it's all agreed. Apparently it is all agreed. Liverpool and Isak, it's all done and dusted. It's literally all agreed. Behind closed doors, we're just waiting on Newcastle to secure the replacement, which is looking likely to be Sesko. And while Newcastle are working away to get Sesko moved on, Liverpool are working away to get Diaz and Nunes moved on. Diaz very, very close to moving to Bayern. That's why he's been left out today. Nunes very, very close to moving on to Al Hilal. Again, that's why he's been left out today. Both of those will be moving on, and it's going to be a sad, sad ending, I think, for Lucho and Darwin. I really didn't want to see him go. Really didn't want to see him go, but I can understand it. Right decision for maybe club and player. Jaden Crera, is Xavi Simons going to Chelsea? He certainly is, yeah. I am crude. People forget the first Prem was won with Joe Gomez at the back. Joe Gomez is a wonderful player. He is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful player. And he's the longest serving player at the club. People forget that as well. He's the longest serving player at the club. Callum, do you reckon Liverpool have a punt on Eberechi Eze for the wing? Different player to Gakpo, knows where the net is. No, absolutely not. I mean, 60 million quid is a lot. And it's 60 million quid all in one go as well. Palace are not moving. They're not budging on that. Arsenal are interested. But they don't want to pay 60 million. And they don't want to pay 60 million all in one go. That's his release fee. There's no way at all Liverpool pay 60 million all in one go for Eberechi Eze. And I just don't think we do. He's not the right age profile for Liverpool either. He's not a young man. He's getting on. So as good as he is, and he was a wonderful player last season, I think Liverpool would be. Yeah, it's totally outside Liverpool's strategy to go for Eberechi Eze. He's not the player that Liverpool get. I think we're far more likely to bid for players like Fofana, maybe even go bigger. We might spend more than 60 million getting Rodrigo, but Rodrigo is 3-4 years younger, far more experienced, far better player. So it might be that we get Rodrigo. It might be that we get Fofana, who would be maybe quite a bit. Well, you don't know if he'd be quite a bit cheaper. He'd probably be about the same, to be honest. He might be about 40-50 million. But he's significantly younger. I think he's got a much higher ceiling. So Fofana is one Liverpool are looking at for sure, for that left flank. But we definitely need one more. People keep saying it like Isak. Where are Liverpool going to play all these players? We've got Isak, Ekitike, Salah, Gakpo. 4 players is not going to cover it when one of them is buggering off to the AFCON for 6 to 8 weeks. So Liverpool are really going to need at least one more option up that top end. Definitely one more. And it's going to, I would imagine it'll be Fofana, maybe it'll be Rodrigo. Bronx, you from Liverpool? I'm not, mate. No, I'm from just outside Liverpool. I'm from St Helens originally. But yeah, I was born about 15, 20 minutes from Anfield. Grew up supporting Liverpool, been all over the world watching Liverpool. But no, I'm not a Scouser, don't claim to be. Darwin to Leipzig, Sesko to Newcastle, Isak to Liverpool. Who says no? That's not a bad shout. I am Kroot. Not a bad shout at all. Callum says, I think the winger that comes in needs to be 24, 25, because Rio's 17 nearly, so Rodrigo would be perfect. I actually think we need more of a right-sided winger, because if you think about it, we've got Ekitike, starts central, peels off into the left channel. That's his move. Isak starts central, peels off into the left channel. Again, that's what they do. They can play together, those two. I think there is a world where Ekitike starts left and Isak plays through the middle. I think we can play them together. But it might well be that those two are interchangeable. They play either or. We'll see throughout the season, I guess. But we've got Rio, who plays on the left. We've got Gakpo, who, again, we don't want to forget. Gakpo can play left. He can play central. Bit like Ekitike and Isak, to be honest. So, Gakpo, Rio, Isak, Ekitike. I think that's fine. That's probably fine for those left wing and central. But then we've got Salah and nobody on the right side. I think that's where, if we brought Rodrigo in, it might be a touch excessive. And I think Fofana maybe would be a better fit. So I'd like to see us go and get Fofana. Normal guy, I don't really have a team. I just like watching football from all of the leagues. Good guy. Well, you're watching the right channel then. You're watching the right channel. That's what we do on this. That's what we do on Premier League, Dad, isn't it? Lucas Lambert, when Salah goes to the AFCON, that's when Elliot's chance. No, Elliot is. You can't expect Elliot to hang on all season to only really play and start regularly in that 6 to 8 week period when Salah buggers off. I just don't think that's fair. But it might happen. I don't know. Maybe you're right. James, Doak. No, Doak is definitely going. There's no way Doak stays. Doak 100% leaves. He's not been good enough to warrant a place on the bench. He's definitely been too good, though, to just be a third choice. I think he's a wonderful young player, but he's not been so good, so impressive that, he needs to stay around at Liverpool. I don't think he's that good. He needs to go and start regular games somewhere else, maybe like at a Palace. He'd be a wonderful player for someone like Palace or Brentford or someone like that, where he's going to go and start regular games. But Doak, same with Morton. It's the same with Morton. Morton isn't going to get a kick next year. He isn't going to get a kick. Neither's Doak. I'm sad to say it, but I don't think Bajcetic will either. I love Bajcetic. Absolutely brilliant player. Watched him a lot last season when he went to Las Palmas. Loved him even before that when he came through at Liverpool. He's a lovely, lovely player. Really, really composed on the ball. But I think he probably moves on. Callum Kulusevski and Elliot plus money swap. I'd take that. I bet Daniel Levy would take that. James, Wirtz can cover left winger also. That's true, yeah. Wirtz can cover left wing, but I don't think he'll need to. Because obviously we've got Gakpo can play there, Ekitike can play there, Rio can play there. I think Wirtz, if anything, we really, really are short of people playing on the right. So it might be that Frimpong plays further up and Bradley starts more games. Maybe that's the solution. Maybe that's what Arne Slot's already seen. He might be looking and going, well, actually, we can play Frimpong further up. We can play Frimpong right wing. Maybe that's the approach. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. Normal guy, probably the two leagues I watched the most last season was Premier League and La Liga, I can bet. And I watched probably most of the whole Champions League. Yeah. Yeah, lots of good footy last season, wasn't there? That guy Miles, if Diaz Nunes goes after losing Jota, surely your attack is weaker, even with Isak. Well, I think you'd say you look at Diaz. Jota was a wonderful player, but let's have it right. There was certainly discussions amongst the fan base that he wasn't going to be a starter for Liverpool next year. That we needed to, even after we won the league title. I think there was discussions last year that, Jota shouldn't be our main starting centre forward this season. He was wonderful last year, but certainly towards the tail end of the season, it wasn't great. And obviously we know now that was because of the punctured lung that he was playing with. But there was certainly always going to be an upgrade or certainly new signings in terms of players coming in. I think we were always going to sign at least one striker, whether that was to replace Darwin or what? I think we made the choice in January last year. That's why Darwin Núñez lost his head. We made the choice last year in January that Darwin Núñez wasn't going to be a Liverpool player anymore this summer. That's why they stopped playing him, because if we carried on playing him, we would have owed Benfica another, I think it was 5 or 6 million quid. So Liverpool made a financial decision with Arne Slot to say, look, let's try and withdraw him from games, because if he hits this minutes threshold, we owe Benfica another tranche of money. So we need to stop playing him. And that was really annoying Darwin, because he was coming off the bench and scoring goals for us. He was, he got us back into the game against Southampton at Anfield. He was playing all right, actually. He did it against PSG, didn't he? In whatever that was, February, March time. He played PSG away in the Champions League. Comes off the bench, creates the winner. Dropped. It must be incredibly frustrating for Darwin Núñez. So I can understand why he wants to move on. Arne Slot's made the decision he's not the player for him. So there was always going to be a player coming in. I think we probably would have always brought another one in, though, as well. Whether that would have meant, I don't know, whether Jota would have moved on, whether Jota would have stayed as back, I don't know. But I don't think Jota would have been the starter for Liverpool this season. By the by, that is irrespective. The point being, I don't think we are weaker. No, I think Diaz, as wonderful as he played last season, if we have Gakpo starting regularly out there, I think if you asked every Liverpool fan last season who's the better player, Gakpo or Diaz, I think most would have preferred Gakpo. I think that's fair to say. If you're a Liverpool fan in the chat, let me know what you think on that. But I think Gakpo was the better player last year. Definitely the better player. And I'm not just saying that because Diaz is leaving. I think Gakpo is the better player than Luis Diaz. So, yeah, I don't think we're weaker in that sense. If we bring in Isak, which I think we will, we still bring in one more attacker, by the way, mate. So there's still one more attacker to come in, whether it's Fofana, maybe it's Rodrigo. So no, I don't think Liverpool's attack is weaker. Especially when you consider we've just gone out and bought the best striker in the league, maybe after Haaland, second best striker in the league, and we've gone and bought probably the next best thing in Europe, Ekitike, everyone in Europe has been looking for the next great young striker. That is Ekitike. It is Ekitike. Sesko, it's not that people have been turning him down because Sesko got far, far less than Ekitike last season. He's a poor man's Ekitike. Now, he might end up going on and being a really, really top player, but he is, he's not the same sort of player. Reese, Isak to Liverpool, here we go, confirmed. No, it's not, Reese. Don't say that. Are you just winding me up? Yes, you're just winding me up. Why would you do that? Darwin Núñez not even on the bench for Liverpool today. That guy Miles Musiala is better than Wirtz in my opinion. Well, Company disagrees, doesn't he? Company disagrees. Dale, afternoon. Good to see you, Dale. How's it going? Lucas Lambert, do you think Rio will be in the first team this season? I think he'll play some minutes. I don't think he necessarily starts all that often, no. But, I think he might get some minutes, sure. Callum, our best forwards were Gakpo and Salah this season. Still feels weird seeing articles saying Diogo Jota dies. Yeah, I mean, have you seen... There's news come out this morning, by the way, just for everyone who's maybe missed it. Liverpool have cleared away all of the tributes outside Anfield to Diogo Jota. Obviously, after a period of time, the flowers rot. They decompose. They aren't what they were. So, basically... Liverpool take them away. They pay a special company to come in and sensitively clear away all the tributes, all the wonderful messages, the shirts, all the nice tributes that were left for Diogo Jota. They all get taken away. All the flowers get composted down and they get sprinkled across the AXA training centres. They get, put in flower beds and things like that across Anfield and around the stadium. So the tributes will kind of always be there as a lasting memory. They're also being made by a specialist company. Everything, all of the shirts, all of the, the teddies, people brought literally statues, things that they'd made for Diogo Jota. They've all been, I guess, compacted, recycled into things that can be made into, sculpted into a long-lasting, permanent sculpture that will be placed outside Anfield. We don't know what that looks like yet, but we know that there's going to be one outside Anfield in the coming 12 months, I guess. It will take some time for that to be made, but it is going to be made, and I think that's a wonderful tribute. It's going to be a lasting memory to Diogo Jota outside the stadium. And we're also going to see Liverpool put in Forever 20. It's been announced when Liverpool's new kits come out on the 1st of August. Forever 20 is going to be emblazoned across the bottom. So, and anyone who goes to Liverpool's club shop and buys a kit and then gets Diogo Jota 20 or Diogo J 20 on the back, all of the proceeds from that will go to the LFC Foundation charity, which support the players' family and support, clubs' actions all around the world and stuff like that. So it goes to charity and it'll benefit what Jota and the club stood for, I guess, and I imagine will go towards his family to a degree as well, and whatever support, because the club have committed to supporting his family and providing long-lasting support beyond, into the future anyway. So, as they should, which is the right thing. Alicia, if we sell Isak, I'm going to cry. Isak's gone. Isak is absolutely gone. Yeah, he's gone. There's no doubt about that. That guy Miles, interested to hear your current Arsenal versus Liverpool combined 11. Arsenal versus Liverpool combined 11. I would say Alisson in goal. I would say Timber. I would say Alisson, Timber, Van Dijk, Konate, and I would say Kirkes. Yeah, I would say Kirkes, Van Dijk, Konate, Timber. Midfield, I would say. Oh, it's so tough that, I would say Rice over Gravenberch, but that is incredibly difficult. But I would say Rice over Gravenberch. Rice, McAllister. McAllister has to be in there, and then I think you've got to put Wirtz in there, haven't you? So Rice, I would go Rice, McAllister, Wirtz. Rice, McAllister, Wirtz, and I would go front three of Salah. It's going to be Isak, so I'm going to say Salah, Isak, and Gakpo. Yeah. Salah, Isak and Gakpo. There you go. That would be my Liverpool-Arsenal lineup. You're saying Alisson, Timber, Van Dijk, Gabriel. Skelly! He's not even getting a kick for England, him. No way Skelly gets in there. You're Samuel, no Saliba. Saliba is not better than Ibrahima Konate. He's not better than Ibrahima Konate. There's no way he's better than Ibrahima Konate. No chance. I would argue Gabriel is better than Saliba. And by the way, that's not just me. There's Arsenal fans who strongly will argue that Gabriel is better than Saliba. Many Arsenal fans. I was borderline bullied. At the end of last season when I did a team of the year and I put Saliba in that team of the year. And I had Arsenal fans coming in saying, I can't believe you've put Saliba in over Gabriel. Ben, can't believe you've included Isak. Madman tempting fate. Ben, it's done. It's done. Isak is a Liverpool player. I am telling you, he's done. Robin, opinion on Zrinski Mostar. You win me plenty of bets. I like Zrinski Mostar. Yeah, I follow Zrinski throughout the season in the Bosnian League. Yeah, good club, good team. Cash deluded Saliba is miles clear of Canate. I mean, that's clearly not the case. But again, whatever. Even if you disagree, I think you would be deluded to say it's crystal clear. Yeah? You're sitting there going, it's absolutely so clear. It's so clear. Saliba is miles better than Canate. Well, that's nonsense. That's dramatic. The only people who are as dramatic as that are you and 14-year-old girls, evidently. Right? You really, really need to wind your neck in. There's absolutely no way that it's so clear. That's why people who say things like, Messi's so much better than Ronaldo. No, he's not. No, he's not. They're very, very good players, both incredibly good. And if you think Ronaldo's better than Messi, or you think Messi's better than Ronaldo, it's fine. It's fine. They're both wonderful players. Chill out. Chill out. It doesn't need to be so clear. If you were sat there saying things like, Dan Burn is better than Saliba, then I'd have, fair enough. Be as clear as you want to be on that one. There you go. Perfect evidence why I can't go football games anymore. Look at that. If you're watching this, that's why I can't go to football matches anymore. Because they all start like that. Antonio Valenti. Good day from Florence. Hello from Antonio. Behind you have the Fiorentina shirt. Yes, I do. Yeah, lovely shirt as well. That guy Miles, Big Gabby, was better than Saliba last year. Alvin Mayana, yo, are we going to watch a live match? I'm watching the live match, yeah. John, how much do you think your shirt collection is worth? I don't know, mate. Couldn't tell you. It's worth a lot to me. It's priceless to me, so I don't know. Normal guy, you might as well start to cry. Bye-bye, Isaac. Callum getting excited to see Verts. It's coming. It's coming. Players are out on the pitch. Or they're about to come out on the pitch. That guy Miles would still rather Gyökeres than Isaac. No. Why would you love Gyökeres? Listen, if there's not, I don't believe there's an Arsenal fan out there. There isn't a single Arsenal fan out there who, if you said to him right now, listen, you can have Isaac or you can have Gyökeres, exactly the same price. Same price, Isaac or Gyökeres, you can have either one. There's not a single Arsenal fan out there that takes Gyökeres. Not a single one. No chance. Gelu, do you know Sporting Gijon? Of course I know Gijon. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Scrims, you watching game on dodgy stick, pal? No, LFC TV, mate. LFC TV. Free as a bird as well on LFC TV. That guy Miles, I promise on my life, I tell you why Gyökeres has shown he wants us and done all he can to do it. He's not shown he wants Arsenal. Let's have it right. Come on, Miles. You're an intelligent guy. You're an intelligent guy. Gyökeres has not shown that he wants Arsenal. He has shown that he wants out of Sporting, that he wants a big move. So he's doing everything he can to get out of Sporting. And I'll be honest, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't really like it. And I think there is a difference before you say. I think there's a massive difference between Gyökeres and Isaac and what's happening there. Gyökeres, to me, I think it's borderline unprofessional. Agent waived fee, taking less money, went on strike, dumped his bird. Yeah, I saw that. I saw he dumped his bird as well. Lucas Lambert, does Isaac only want Liverpool? Allegedly so. I mean, there's nobody else really at the table for Isaac, so I'm not sitting here professing that he only wants Liverpool, but I will say that there's nobody else that's really at the table for him. Saudi have come in with a big offer. They've apparently offered him £700,000 a week, which would make him one of the highest paid players in the world. He's turned that down. He has only got eyes for European football. He still wants to achieve big things in Europe. He has no desire to go to Saudi. He's let them know that. So I think Liverpool are the only club that could go and put 120 down for him, and that's probably what it'll take, 120 mil. Liverpool are the only club that can put 120 million down for him, and pay him the maybe 220k a week, whatever it'll take to actually get him to the club. So it's an expensive deal. There's no other club out there that can put that sort of money down and desperately needs a centre-forward. Barca, I think, would, but can't. PSG don't really need a centre-forward, and they've just spent quite big in the last 12 months anyway. So I don't think they could, even if they wanted to. Real Madrid, again, I don't think they need a centre-forward. Again, they're still recovering from spending a fortune on Mbappe. Chelsea have just signed 2 centre-forwards. I expected Arsenal to go big. I really expected Arsenal to go big. I'm surprised that Arsenal... The only thing I can assume is that maybe Isak has been briefed by Arsenal and briefed by Liverpool, and he's told Arsenal, listen, if push comes to shove, I'd rather go to Liverpool. Maybe that... I don't know if that's the case, but maybe that would explain why Arsenal have pursued Gyökeres. Because you would assume... If Arsenal knew that Isak was available, they wouldn't have, and was interested in going to Arsenal. I can't understand why they'd have gone for Gyökeres. It's not even close between Gyökeres and Isak. It isn't even remotely close. Callum Szoboszlai, right back again. Yeah, Morton playing... Well, we don't know, actually. Maybe Morton's playing right back. We don't know. Diogo J20 in the centre of Liverpool shirts there. That's going to be interesting to see whether or not we do that in the new shirts or if it's just a pre-season tribute. Alfie, the channel gets banned, mate. Channel gets banned if I show the screen. Ollie, do you have a Wickham shirt? I do have a Wickham shirt. Yes, I do have a Wickham shirt. Razine, how's it going, mate? I turned another year yesterday. Anyways, after weeks of anticipation, Handsy Ball is finally here. We face Vissel Kobe at 12 p.m. Very excited to see Rashford and Rooney. Nice. Enjoy. Well, we're about to kick off here in Kowloon in Hong Kong in the Standard Chartered Trophy. I need to change AC Milan's kits, don't I? Because I've got them in white and they're in yellow. Right, we're off. We're off and underway. Liverpool and AC Milan in the Kai Tak Stadium in Hong Kong. Right, let me change the AC Milan kit because they're not in white. They're in a beautiful mustard colour. There you go. That's a bit better. Okay, so we're off and underway. Liverpool switching the ball over to Salah early doors. It's great to have Liverpool back in foot. I love watching Liverpool. So much better. That guy Miles Gyökeres is Sweden's main man. He's not, mate. He's really not. He's not. There's no world where anyone would prefer Gyökeres to Isak. No world. Nobody rates Gyökeres higher than Isak. He's 2 years older. He's never done it at the highest level. That's the reality. He's only scored against the Estonias and the Azerbaijans and Iceland's at international level. He's not a player who's done it consistently at international level either, for what it's worth. Certainly not against the big sides. He's not done it consistently in the Champions League either. He played, 8 games last year for Sporting before they got knocked out. That's his first season in the Champions League, by the way, Gyökeres. 8 games. He scored 3 goals against City, 6 in total in the whole competition. So, not a particularly amazing return. And of the 3 goals he got against City, 2 of them were penalties. And the other one, obviously, it was against City when they had Simpson Pucci, 18-year-old Simpson Pucci, in defence, making his debut. So he's used to playing against pretty average players and scoring against pretty average players. And I think he's going to find the step up to the Premier League very, very difficult. I don't think he's going to be terrible, but I don't think he's going to be a game changer. I think he probably gets maybe 10 to 15 and no more than that. You've got to remember other players who've come from the Championship. The Championship is a really, really good way of measuring Victor Gyökeres. He did it against... he did it in the Championship when he was 24 years of age. 24 years of age. He was playing for Coventry, and he got the same number of goals. Well, he actually got less goals than Chuba Akpom, Ben Brereton Diaz, Sammy Smodics, Andreas Wyman. These aren't players who stepped up to the Premier League and did anything. Adam Armstrong was another one who he got the same number of goals as. Adam Armstrong was garbage in the Premier League. Your Samuel, is Luka Modric playing? No, he isn't. No, Luka Modric is I think he's not even on the bench for AC Milan today, funnily enough. He's yet to make his first appearance of the club. Same as Ekitike, I think it's just come a bit too soon for him. But Allegri there on the touchline. Allegri, big season for him. I think it's a really good appointment that for AC Milan. They had a terrible season last year. And... yeah, Allegri, I think, gets it right this year. I really rate him as a manager. He's certainly an improvement on Conte, Sao and Fonseca, anyway, who they had last year. Yomar, it doesn't matter what league you are in. If you score 60 a season, you're a good player. I don't think that's categorically true, to be fair. You can score against garbage all season. That doesn't mean you're a good player. That guy Miles, 10 to 15, yet Marino, a midfielder, got 9 in the last 10 to 12 games of the season. Explain. Marino played quite well, surprisingly well. I think your logic there is that, well, Marino was a midfielder and look how well he did. I would argue that Marino massively overperformed his XG. Massively overperformed his XG last year, and he was actually quite good, to be honest, as a centre forward. Gyökeres will play in a completely different way. For a kick-off, he's used to going over the top, he's used to going in behind, and that's not something he's going to get a chance to do at Arsenal, or he's going to get a very limited chance to do. Oh, hang on a second, one sec. We've got a problem. Right, I've not run off anywhere, don't worry. Okay. Hopefully that still works. That guy Miles, if he can get this many, we create this chances for our striker if he plays all season 20 plus. I know, but again, that's based on the assumption that Mikel Merino missed a load of chances for Arsenal at centre forward. He didn't really. He was actually incredibly clinical at centre forward last year, and he played in a completely different way to Victor Gyökeres. Merino doesn't have any pace, so what he did was, more often than not, when the ball got to the byline, where was Merino? He was on the edge of the box, loitering around the edge of the box in the penalty spot. Victor Gyökeres isn't going to do that. He's going to be a more box-to-box, well, not box-to-box, a more box striker, penalty box striker, more traditional in the sense that he'll go near post or he'll try and go far post. Merino didn't really do that an awful lot. TikTok Banny, can you broadcast the Liverpool game versus Milan? I can't, mate, no. Channel gets banned. Channel gets banned if I do. I apologise. I don't apologise, actually. If I show the game, the channel gets banned. Ball gets whipped in at the near post. AC Milan trying to assert themselves here. Leao's done really well. Shot. Ooh, good effort. Alisson with the save. Leao did really well there. And Harvey Elliott's getting a bit of a Bit of grief. Was it Harvey Elliott, actually? Leao's... Who is it? Is it Morton? No, it's Morton. Rafa Leao's just had a real go at Tyler Morton. I think maybe Morton might have just left a little bit on him. Maybe just left a little bit on him. Jamaica, how's it good? Caleb, what channel is the game on? It's on LFC TV. Glory, MUFC, how's it going? Kevin, cheers, man, thank you. Still doesn't feel right we're in pre-season. We're still wearing last season's kit. 1st of August, Liverpool can actually change the kit. So we're going to be in this kit on the next game in the tour, in the game against Yokohama F. Marinos. So we're still in this kit from last season. Again, if you haven't yet, please do give us a like and a follow. Make sure you give us a like and a follow. I am live every single day watching games of football. That's what we do on this channel. We watch games of football. I'm live tonight for Everton against Bournemouth in the Premier League Summer Series. That's one of the first friendlies out in the US. Everton against Bournemouth tonight, 9 PM. I'll be live for that one. I'm live for this. Obviously, Liverpool, AC Milan. Normal guy, if you're in the US, Paramount Plus to watch the Liverpool game. Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, if you're watching in the US, you can watch it on Paramount Plus. Salah getting forward here. Really smart play. Wirtz linking well. Elliott with the ball in. Cleared away. It's the first real chance we've seen with Wirtz getting any sort of touch on the ball. He's not done an awful lot in this opening 10 minutes. He's been very, very limited. In fairness, the pitch looks quite heavy. So far, it looks quite heavy. It looks like the ball's holding up in places. I don't know if maybe we've had a bit of rain in Hong Kong, or maybe if it's just a bit extra humid. I don't know, but the pitch does look like it's just holding up in places. It's not necessarily the most slick. Leao down the left-hand side. He's up against Van Dijk. Big chance for Milan. It's 1-0 Milan, and what a finish that is! What an absolute screamer that is! Absolute belting goal from Rafa Leao. It's 1-0 Milan. There you go. Great goal. Stunning goal from Rafa Leao. Ball got played down the channel. Leao squared up Van Dijk, I guess. It was just a simple ball down the left-hand side. Van Dijk gets squared up. And Leao just... I think Van Dijk was kind of saying to him, go on, have a go. You're not going to beat Alisson there. Just have a go, and he just smashes it in. If anyone remembers Robbie Fowler against Peter Schmeichel at Old Trafford, if anyone remembers that goal from back in the day, Robbie Fowler smashing it in the top corner, right in the postage stamp. Alisson just couldn't get anywhere near it. You're not saving that. Absolute screamer from Rafa Leao. Liverpool 0, AC Milan 1. Not the start that Liverpool would have looked for there, but Leao puts them 1-0 up. Great game. Great goal. M157, cheers for that, mate. Good to see you. Michael Duddy, what channel Birmingham game on? Early one. I have no idea. Jimmy, fair play to Spurs getting a draw against a big side like Wycombe Wanderers. Callum, hey, we need a left winger. Get someone auditioning here. Yeah, I was gonna say Rafa Leao wouldn't be a bad signing at all, would he? But he's always one of them, Leao. He just kind of... He flatters to deceive. I think he performs in the big games and maybe doesn't perform in the rest of them. I remember him playing really, really well against Liverpool at Anfield. A few years ago, I was at the game. It was 3-2. We beat him at Anfield. Jordan Henderson got the winner, funnily enough. Divock Origi scored. I think it was Trent, actually. Trent got a goal. Origi and Henderson got the winner. A late winner. But Leao scored in that one, and he was terrific. He was really, really good. He gave Trent a torrid time. Normal guy, that's what AC Milan want to see from Leao this season. Yeah, that's it. That's what they need to see from him, to be honest. They're going to struggle if they don't see that sort of play. There you go. Less than 15 minutes in. AC Milan 1-0 up. M15-7, what games are on now? Well, I'm watching Liverpool against AC Milan. That is the game that we're watching here. We're live every single day. Again, just a reminder, we're live every single day. I do watch-alongs every single day on this channel, Premier League Dad. You can go and check me out over on YouTube as well and on Twitter, Premier League Dad. We've got loads and loads of football coming up. We've got Everton against Bournemouth tonight. That's at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow, we've got more football tomorrow. Who have we got tomorrow? I'll tell you. Tomorrow, we've got Anderlecht against KVC Westerlo. That's at 12 o'clock, early kick-off in the Belgian Jupiler Pro League. That's just started the Belgian season. And then we've got England against Spain in the UEFA Women's Euros final. Early next week, we've got Newport against Barnet. Newport against Barnet in the Carabao Cup. On Wednesday, we've got Yokohama F. Marinos against Liverpool. If you want to watch that pre-season, I'm going to be watching that one as well. And the Champions League games are back as well. Obviously, Rangers, Panathinaikos. Loads of Champions League footy next week as well. So give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe if you haven't. Charlie, what are you watching on? I'm watching on LFC TV. This one's on LFC TV. Grizzly Mob, United. Where do you think United finished this season, Grizzly? Oh, what a ball by Wirtz. Salah. Oh, why didn't you shoot? No, you've got to shoot. You absolute numpty. That would have been so good. Oh, that was literally what every Liverpool fan was waiting for there. The first real link-up between Florian Wirtz and Mo Salah. Absolutely unbelievable. It was a lovely little 1-2. Wirtz jinking inside, passed it back into Salah, and he's literally one-on-one with the keeper, and instead of having a shot, he tries to find Wirtz again for a tap-in. Oh, Wirtz is dancing through the Milan defence here again. It's a good little cameo in the opening 15 minutes. But AC Milan managed to wriggle out. Wirtz comes back and wins it back. You love to see it. Go on, Florian. Oh, that was so unlucky. Honestly, if Salah had managed to get the ball back to Wirtz, that would have been... Oh, mwah, absolutely unreal. But a good interception. I think it was by Tomori. Fikayo Tomori just intercepted. But it was an unbelievable bit of play by Liverpool. Salah just sadly... He should have shot. He should have shot, Mo. Grizzly Mob, mid-table like usual. You think United end up mid-table? John Zena, Liverpool have too many chefs in the kitchen. Well, we're definitely missing... I think definitely missing a trip down this right-hand side. I don't know who we've got at right back. But we seem short down this right-hand side, and Leao is definitely picking holes in it. It looks kind of like almost like a 3 at the back for Liverpool. We are playing with Andy Robertson almost like a left centre-back. It's almost like we're mirroring Ruben Amorim. Maybe Arne Slot's taking notes off Ruben Amorim. I don't know. But he's definitely started. Let's just watch this back again. Elliott into Wirtz. Wirtz into Salah. Salah tries to find Wirtz. Oh, all he had to do was just shoot. If Salah had done that, it would have been so good. Disappointing. But there you go. Liverpool FC, Brazil. Stevenson's playing there. Really? Okay. Liverpool FC Brazil as well. Good to see you. Official Liverpool FC supporters club for Brazil. Give us a follow and a like. Big Liverpool fan. Grizzly Mob, where is Nunes going? It looks like Nunes is going to Al Hilal. He's very well liked by Simone Inzaghi out there. And, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. I'm really disappointed if he does go to Saudi. Because I am of the opinion that Darwin Núñez is a top centre-forward. And I think if he got a chance a regular chance with regular starts at another European club like an Atletico Madrid, or even if he went to Newcastle, if Newcastle said, we're not getting Sesko, we're getting Darwin Núñez, I would argue Darwin Núñez would score more than Gyökeres next season. I know that won't happen, but that would be my claim. I think if Darwin Núñez went to Newcastle, he would score more than Victor Gyökeres does for Arsenal. Sadly, it looks like he's going to AC Milan, to Al Hilal. Georgina, the last thing you want to do is copy Amorim. Well, Amorim saying last night in his press conference, what about that? Amorim saying in his press conference that Manchester United fans are going to have to prepare for another season of pain. That didn't go down too well. B. McCarran, good to see you. Tolga, how's it going? Good to see you, Tolga. Grizzly Mob, I was about to say, perfect match for him and Atletico. Yeah, Simeone and him would be great, wouldn't they? AC Milan coming down the right-hand side. It's another chance for Leao. Didn't quite take it just right on the chest. But they keep hold of the ball, recycle it. Disappointing, that. Disappointing. M157, what time you on? 1908, 1909, 1910. Joe always loved AC Milan. Fatboy007, Kluivert would be decent if Diaz goes. The only issue would be bringing so many Dutch players and staff. Well, I mean, that might be an issue. It might not be. It might be that's actually perfectly harmonious. But yeah, I like Kluivert, but I don't think he's necessarily a fit for replacing Diaz. I would much rather have someone like Rafa Leao. I think we need someone who can penetrate and get in behind. B. McCarran, what has the game been like in terms of play? Liverpool have carved AC Milan open a couple of times. Not anywhere near enough in the opening 20 minutes, but we've carved them open a couple of times. Salah very, very close to what would have been an unbelievable goal. Yeah, that one didn't quite work out. And AC Milan scored a screamer, to be honest, with Rafa Leao down the left-hand side, smashed it in. And in the 20th minute now in Hong Kong, all of the stadium has rose to applaud Diogo Jota. Good tribute, that. Very nice. Simon Mack, where is Núñez? Núñez has been left out of the squad, same as Diaz, both expected to leave the club in the next weeks. Maybe even the next week. Apparently Liverpool have already agreed a deal with Newcastle for Alexander Isak for 120. AC Milan are in here again. That's going to be a foul. Loftus-Cheek foul. Yeah, apparently we've already agreed a deal with Newcastle for Isak. 120 million, rising to 130. And we're waiting on a couple of things. Newcastle to secure Benjamin Sesko, which now appears like it's gaining traction, and Liverpool to sell Núñez, Diaz, both of which are also gaining traction. Diaz to Bayern looks like it's very close, and Núñez to Al Hilal, both of them being left out of the squad today, tells you an awful lot, doesn't it? So yeah, I think that Isak and Liverpool, Sesko and Newcastle, those are the moves. They're all moving in the direction you'd expect them to. It's just going to take it all to be married up and aligned. Newcastle are obviously not going to let Isak go until they have a replacement. This is bad news for Allegri and AC Milan. Pulisic has gone down, and Allegri's deep in thought with his deep in conversations. They've got the magic sponge out, but Pulisic looks in quite a bit of pain. Looks like he's rolled his ankle maybe. I wonder if they're going to take him off as a precaution. You don't really want to be risking that, but it was yeah, you can just see there he does just roll his ankle, doesn't he, trying to round Alisson. He was offside as well. Grizzly Mob, 130 million for Isak. Do you think it's a fair price? Yeah, I would say so. I think that's the going rate now for a. If you look around the market and you see, well, Liverpool have paid maybe 80 million. I mean, it's 69 million for Ekitike, but it could be up to 80 million for Ekitike. And Ekitike is a striker who hasn't really proven an awful lot. Isak is 3 years or 2 years older, has been Premier League proven now for the last 2 years. You would argue, and the fact that they're selling to another Premier League club, that always adds a little bit of a tax on. So I think it was always going to be a British record. Always going to be a British record. I don't know how anyone can argue he's not worth that, to be honest. I think 150, there was no way Liverpool would have done it at 150. And it seemed to me that it sounds, anyway, this is why I kept saying to a lot of the Newcastle fans we had in the chat, I've been saying for weeks, I think Newcastle are driving this deal. I actually think Newcastle and Isak have come to a conclusion that actually that it's right for him to move on. They'll say externally that he's not for sale because they need to do that to try and wrap up the deals that they want to do elsewhere. Otherwise, they get bad deals. But I think it's become untenable between Isak and Newcastle. And if you listen to everything that's been said in the journalists, Craig Hope, for example, who is a journalist very, very close to Newcastle, he's been saying himself that Isak is a wonderful player, but he's been not lied to, but he's been promised things that haven't been delivered by Newcastle, and he's upset. He's really upset by it. And you can understand on Newcastle's part, they couldn't justify giving him the contract they'd promised him when they didn't qualify for the Champions League. And Isak, for his part, he's been professional. He's gone about his business. He's won them a League Cup, or certainly played a big part in it. He's got them back into the Champions League. He's had another fantastic season. He's not down tools and been a bell end about it. He's done really well. He's done okay. Ronan, do you agree with the way Isak has dealt with the situation? I don't see how he had any other way to deal with it, Ronan. I don't see how he had any other way to deal with it. What other way could he have dealt with it? He has gone to the club 18 months ago and said, I think I'm playing... Well, he's not. His agent has gone to the club and said, I think I'm playing really well. No, he's not. He's not, Ronan. He's not. That's not what... Well, listen, that's not what Craig Hope is saying, certainly. What's happened is... Isak has gone to the club 18 months ago, or his agent has, and said, I think I'm playing well enough to justify a pay increase, a contract. Amanda Staveley has said, yeah, sound. Oh, get in. Is it a goal? Is it going to stand? It's Szoboszlai as well. What a goal. What an absolute screamer that is. Get in, Liverpool. Dominic Szoboszlai has rattled it in. That's the Dominic Szoboszlai we want, and that is the Dominic Szoboszlai that we were all expecting when Florian Wirtz came, when his position was under threat. That is the Dominic Szoboszlai, the handsome Hungarian prince, sticking it in the top corner from that far out. You love to see it. It's a lovely ball over to the far left-hand side. Engamoa picks it up. He squares the full-back up. He lays it off to Szoboszlai, who's outside the area. Lovely little pass. And it's almost like a lob. It's a dink. He sees Manyan off his line and he's just dinked it into the far corner. It's a wonderful finish, right into the postage stamp. Lovely, lovely goal. Caresses it into that top corner. Fabulous finish from Dominic Szoboszlai. We'll need more from him like that next season. More from him like that. That's what it's about. Sensational goal. Right, yeah, so, sorry, coming back to your question, Ronan, no. You're looking at it completely from the side of a Newcastle fan, I'm guessing. You seem like a Newcastle fan. I think you've got to look at it from the humanist point of view. He was promised a contract by Amanda Staveley. Amanda Staveley then was forced out of the club. Paul Mitchell came in, and Paul Mitchell was basically said straight away, as soon as he came in, you're not getting that new contract. That new contract the club promised you, you're not getting it. He could have down tools then, couldn't he? He could have, well, not could have, but, lesser people, more unprofessional people would have gone, well, hang on a minute then. You've promised me this, you've told me we're going to do it, and now you're not doing it. Well, on your bike then. I don't want to play for you. Instead, he didn't do that. He gave you the best season of his career. He played a massive part in helping the club win a League Cup, getting you back in the Champions League. And evidently, there's been, May, June, most of July before all this has kicked off. And you would have hoped that Newcastle would have either put a contract in front of him to say, listen, we're really sorry. We're really, really sorry for this situation that's been caused. We value you as a player. We want to sign you to this big contract. We want to make you one of the best paid players in the Premier League. That's evidently not happened. So they've not put a sizable contract in front of him. And they've not done what they promised him in terms of trying to get reinforcements. Big reinforcements. There's absolutely not been enough from Newcastle, I think, in terms of keeping Alexander Isak. There's just not been enough. That's what you've got to think about. Have Newcastle done enough to keep him? They haven't. They haven't done enough to keep him. And I think it comes to the point where, and it's expensive, by the way, to keep a player like Alexander Isak is expensive. It's not just, he's got a contract. No, because once he starts playing to the level of the best centre forwards in Europe, well, then he can start demanding that sort of money. That's the market rate, and it's difficult to keep hold of him. It's just that's just the way of the world. It's the way of football. So I don't think it's unprofessional what Isak has done at all. He's asked for the club to bring in reinforcements. He's asked for them to give him the contract that he was promised. Neither has happened. So the only card he has left to play is to say to the club, well, listen, you've got to try and sell me then. You've got to try and get a good fee for me. I think he's done the right thing. I really do. I think that's exactly what... And the only card he can play is, well, listen, you either do it now in your own way, in your own time, or the only card I have left to play is my trump card, which is putting in a transfer request and letting the fans know that I don't want to be here anymore. I've told you, the club know that I don't want to be here anymore. But yeah, I don't know. For me, that seems to be what's happened. And I don't really see how he could have gone about it any other way. Ronan, I agree, he's been let down, but look at Morgan Gibbs-White, he's still on tour, if you get me. I mean, Morgan Gibbs-White, I guess it's maybe a slightly different situation. That he hasn't been promised a contract, he hasn't necessarily been let down. And I think Gibbs-White is quite happy to stay at Forest. Because I don't think that there's... I reckon if you're Morgan Gibbs-White's agent, look at Morgan Gibbs-White and the place he's in his career. I reckon you would be saying to him now, listen, Spurs have come in for you. You could go to Spurs. You could kick up a fuss, and we could probably move to Spurs. It might, there might be a lawsuit from Forest, and they won't be happy, and Forest fans will hate you for it. You'll burn bridges with Nottingham Forest. Or what you can do is stick at Forest. Stick it out for another year. Because if you stick it out for another year at Forest, I reckon a City or a Liverpool or an Arsenal comes for you. Don't want to be going to Spurs. No offence to Spurs, but, you can go to Spurs now. Chances are Spurs aren't in the Champions League next year. Wait another 12 months at Forest. You probably get a new contract, and you probably move to Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea or City. Those are the clubs you want to go to. You don't want to be going to Spurs, with the greatest of respect. Simon, Rio Ngamoa is playing good. Yeah, he's doing really well down that left-hand side, isn't he? It's a cooling break here at the minute. I can't believe that Szoboszlai goal. What a finish that was from Dominic Szoboszlai. Absolute screamer. I mean, to be honest, Rafa Leao's was as well. We've had two absolutely sensational goals in this game already. Incredible goals. Normal guy, not again, cooling break. Ronan, good to see your side and your opinion, mate. Cheers. Yeah, and likewise. Again, I can understand Newcastle fans' frustration, but I think if you was to put yourself in Isak's shoes, I just don't really see how else he could have gone about it. I don't think there is a way that he could. He has only got one card to play, and that's the card he's played, which is. I'll let the fans know then. I've let you know. I've let you know for months that I want to leave. You've got an opportunity to sort it. You don't want to sort it, so now I've got to kind of do my thing. Oh, Declan, what a guy. Thank you for that, mate. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciated, as always. Simon, Wirtz is having an alright game. Wirtz has been very good. Salah's been terrific as well down the left-hand side. Great ball in from Salah, funnily enough, cleared away by AC Milan. It's come out to Gravenberch here. It does just look like the players are a little bit flat. I'll say that as well. Ronan, imagine if he somehow stayed, he would be hated, I think. I honestly don't. I think there's a world where... I don't think there is a world where he stays now. I don't think there is a world where he stays. I think, to a degree, bridges have been burned. But, yeah, I think if he did stay... Do you know what's really sad? It is really, really sad, isn't it? That Isak is a legend of Newcastle. Of course he is. That wonderful memory, him scoring at Wembley and winning you the League Cup. You know, that's kind of forever tainted and tarnished a little bit now. If you... Pulisic with a great chance. Just wide. I think Alisson had that one covered. Pulisic doing really well there. Very close. I just think if he comes back, I tell you what, I do think will happen as well. Liverpool are going to sign him, and we play Newcastle the second game of the season, don't we? First home game at St James's Park. Liverpool play Newcastle. I think it'll be wrapped up by then, but I am almost guaranteeing that Isak doesn't play in that game. You're at that game, are you, mate? Bloody hell. It'll be a feisty one, that, but I think Ekatike will start. Obviously, that's maybe a glimpse of what could have been for Newcastle, but Sesko will probably start. So, you know, Newcastle fans will be buoyant, you know, first real look at Sesko. And Elanga as well. It'll be a good game, that. If you've got Sesko, Elanga and Gordon up front, that's some attack. That is some attack. Liverpool coming forward again. Oh, it's going to be a corner, is it? No. Harvey Elliott again, just overhitting the pass. It's another reason why Harvey Elliott is going to be overlooked, I think, when it comes to Liverpool starting 11 next season. If he sticks around, it's moments like that. Too often, the final ball, too often, just a little bit overhit or a little bit underhit. Just doesn't quite get it right. Wonderfully gifted player, technically absolutely fantastic, but I don't think he's a Liverpool player, sadly. Simon, where is Kirkes and Frimpong? They're on the bench. I imagine we'll see both of them in the second half. Both will definitely play some point for sure. Ronan, yeah, don't mind Sesko. I just don't see us getting more than one player in. Well, if you sell Isak for, say, 120, 130, claim for a penalty for Liverpool. No VAR in this one. It was Robertson who went down. I think the way he got up would reflect that maybe it was a slight dive from Robbo. He's looking at the referee perplexed. In fact, he's just gave some choice words. He's just told the referee 2 words. Second one was off. He's not happy, Andy Robbo. Let's just watch. Rio Engamoa played it into feet. Lovely little touch by Robbo. Yeah, it's a dive. It's a dive. It's a dive from Robertson, that. Come on, Andy. I love you, but no, that's a dive for sure. AC Milan just hanging it on. Eight minutes to half time here. Grizzly Mob, if he was in La Liga, he would have got a red card for that. Honestly, I still can't believe. I don't know if anyone was watching last night. Last night, we watched the Belgian Jupiler Pro League, Antwerp against Union Saint-Gilloise, and a player handballed the ball on the line. Vincent Janssen, who you might remember used to play for Spurs. Vincent Janssen handballed the ball on the line for Antwerp. The referee waved it away, went, no, no, no. Then he went to VAR, had a look at it, gave the penalty, right? But then went over to Janssen and gave a yellow card. Yellow card. I can't believe that. In what world can you handball a ball on the goal line, stop a goal, and get a yellow card? Penalty given, yellow card. Unbelievable. Nick, favourite type of biscuits for a dunk? Malted milk. Yeah, malted milk. Probably not far behind would be a rich tea. Yeah, rich tea. Or, I'll tell you what it would be, given you've said retro, sports biscuits. Do you remember sports biscuits? Now, they were elite. Absolute elite. Edward, how's it going, Edward? Good to see you. I'm good, man. Yeah, not too bad at all, thank you. Grizzly, sadly, I lost a parlay to the Union yesterday. This is why, Grizzly, right? This is why you should only do draw no bets. Only do draw no bets. Don't do any more than that. Never ever do outright winners. Normal guy, have you noticed Liverpool made a substitute? Have we? Don't say that. Have we actually? I can't have been paying much attention then. Bloody hell. Have you actually made a substitute? Was that during the cooling break? No, there's no substitution on here. No substitution on here. Ben, nice biscuits or Nice. Nice or Nice. Oh, Salah. Do you know what? He is the best. I don't care what anyone says. He's the best player in the world. If he'd have scored that would have been insane. Absolutely insane. It was a ball into Rio and Gamoa on the left-hand side. He cuts in. It hits, I think Florian Wirtz has the shot. And it comes out to Salah on the edge of the box. The absolute cheek to even... It wasn't Wirtz, it was Robertson who had the shot from the edge of the area. But the absolute cheek of Salah to even try and have a shot from that distance with that sort of a... That's absolutely outrageous. Normal guy, back in the 32nd minute. Nothing on here for the 32nd minute. Who came off and who came on? What have we missed? Has Van Dijk gone off? AC Milan are in here now. Chance. Oh, really, really good play. No, it's not Van Dijk. He's still on the pitch. Who's come on and who's come off then? Who have I missed? There's no way. This is like, it's like Chris Kamara, this. Red card. Grizzly Mob, not even that. I had Buffal to score, but he didn't even start. So if he didn't play, it would still be a push. But somehow coach played him in the last 2 minutes. Oh, that's grim. Sorry, man. Right, it's a corner kick to AC Milan. Just a few minutes left in the first half here. Matter of minutes. Oh, Naioni. Naioni's come on, has he? For who? Trying to see who might have come off. AC Milan again with a chance there, but good play. Liverpool on the counter-attack with Rio and Gomoa. He's got Wirtz with him. Oh, Rio! Rio! Oh, you've got to try better there. You've got to go left. Got to go left. Naioni for Morton. Right. Okay. Didn't see. Apologies then, if that's the case. Oh yeah, Naioni is on the pitch. I didn't see. I didn't even notice that. Nice to throw into Liverpool. 90 seconds left before the end of the first half. Grizzly Mob, what other games are you doing today too? I am doing Everton against Bournemouth tonight at 9 PM. I was debating doing... There's another game kicking off around about 3. I could do one at 3. Or maybe one of the 4 o'clocks actually. Could do a friendly game. So yeah, there's a few friendlies. Stoke City against Wolves at 3. There's also all the Scottish League Cup. Scottish League Cup games have kicked off. So Dundee and Montrose, Falkirk v Spartans, Killie v East Fife. I'm not going to do them. I don't know why I'm even bothering. I'm not going to do them. I'm going to wait until tonight's game. Everton against Bournemouth tonight. 9 o'clock kickoff on Sky Sports. So I'll be watching that one. I'll be doing a live watch along if you want to join me. Chance for Milan. Oh, great save by Ali. Wonderful save by Ali. And I think Van Dijk might have gone down here with a facial injury. I think he's just had a kick in the head. And that's not what we wanted. Christ. Worst thing that could have happened is Van Dijk getting a bad injury. Just before the start of the season. No, thank you. Ben, gotta do one this afternoon. Come on, lad, be nice. No, I'm not. I don't want to get... You can have too much of a good thing, you know, Ben. Too much of a good thing. Van Dijk, down injured. This is not good. Not good. Grizzly Mob, Man U v West Ham. I'm not doing Man U v West Ham. It's at midnight. I'm not doing a midnight kickoff. Do you know what? I don't even think that was the AC Milan player. Was that Alisson punching Van Dijk in the head? It was a kind of a... No, it was the AC Milan. Yeah, the AC Milan attacker went for an overhead kick and he's fully clocked Van Dijk in the face. Oh, that's naughty. Let's watch it back. It was Ricky, funnily enough, I think. Was it Ricky? No. No. Grim. I think they're going to recommend a substitution here. Van Dijk's look... I think, do you know what? You could see that. You didn't even have to be a lip reader. You could see that. The guy who was looking at Van Dijk was going like that and doing the whole, follow my finger. And Van Dijk's looking, watching it. And then the guy, obviously the physio, the doctor, looks over to the touchline as if to say, right, listen, right? And he looked back at Van Dijk, and Van Dijk goes, like, shut up, I'm not going off. Shut up, don't be ridiculous. ZQXV, are you watching any of the half 12 games tomorrow? So tomorrow I am doing Anderlecht against Westerlo. Anderlecht against Westerlo, it's the 12 o'clock kickoff, and then I'm doing England versus Spain, which is a 5 o'clock kickoff. So, yeah, 2 games tomorrow, Anderlecht and England ladies in the UEFA Women's Euros final. Jake, how's it going, Jake? Good to see you, man. How's it going? How's life? Key, show me the money. Show you the money? Show you the money for what? Show you the money for what? You were adamant he weren't going anywhere. Adamant he weren't going anywhere. That guy Miles, we dominated Milan. Why are they having more luck against you guys? Evidently you're the better side, mate. That's what it must be. It must be Arsenal are the better team. I think it's just because it's pre-season and we're not really playing a full-strength crew. Neither are they, in fairness. Shameless, we're better defensively. Stats say it, right? No, the stats don't say it. The stats don't say it. The stats don't say it. You're the deepest. You're the most boring side to watch in the Premier League. That's why you've got the best defence, or at least that's why you've got the best defensive numbers, the least goals conceded. That's all it is. Jake, what's the score, Key? It's 1-1, mate. AC Milan and Liverpool 1-1. That guy Miles, best defence last 3 seasons. Well, best defence is questionable. Fewest goals conceded, yes. Fewest goals conceded doesn't equal best defence. Jake had a mental few days on the way home from hospital when I heard the Isaac news. On the way home from hospital, mate. Is everything okay? Hope everything's alright. I mean, you don't have to tell me what it is, but I hope everything's okay. Simon, is Van Dijk going to be okay? He's fine, yeah. I don't think there's any issues. I think he's just had he's had a kick in the head. You can't be a centre-back if you don't get a kick in the head occasionally. Matt, good first half there. Yeah, it was alright, wasn't it, Matt? Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Wasn't bad at all, that. 2 very, very good goals. Jake, I'm okay now, I think. When I heard the news, I wanted to go back. It's mad. Again, we've been talking about it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it just, yeah, it always felt like it was building up to this sort of a crescendo. Simon, I love Wirtz already. He was so good, wasn't he? In that little moment with Mo Salah, but we haven't really seen enough of him, I don't think, this game. Not enough. That guy Miles, please verify age on P sites the game's got. Oh, sweet lord. Key, why are you not watching Start versus Lillestrøm? Dunno. Just thought Liverpool would be better. FC Hacker 1-0 up. Yes. FC Hacker are winning in the Finnish Veikkausliiga. I've got them to win. Jake Nunes had a good pre-season, I heard. Yeah, well, Nunes has been left out. He's had a very good pre-season. He's been our top scorer in pre-season. But he's been left out today, which tells you everything you need to know, mate. Nunes is going. Diaz is going. Both of them have been left out. Isak's left out the tour. Apparently Liverpool have already agreed a fee with Newcastle for Isak. 120 rising to 130. That's what all the rumours doing the rounds suggest. 120 rising to 130, and we're just waiting on Liverpool to get some players out and Newcastle to get Sesko in. So I think there'll be traction on that in the next few days, next few weeks maybe. SSB28, big ups, good to see you. Give us a like and a follow if you haven't already. Big thank you to everyone who has already done that. ZQXV, did Leao do a Jota celebration? I don't think so. No, I don't. At least I'm not that I'm aware of, anyway. Jake, all the rumours I heard was 150, 20 million add-ons. No, that's... I absolutely promise you that it ain't going to be anywhere close to that. It ain't going to be 150 plus 20. It'll be 120 plus 10. And I was going to say, I think that might be the surprise for Newcastle fans. Paul Heaton, what's the score? It is... Oh, sorry, Hexham, not Heaton. Paul Heaton would be the lead singer of Beautiful Self. It's 1-1. Liverpool 1, AC Milan 1. Oh, did he do the Jota? I didn't know if he did do the Jota celebration. That's good then. SSB 28, I think Wirtz will work. I have no idea where you can play Elliott in this team. I think Elliott's going. Honestly, I just think he's gone. He's not... He's never ever going to be any more than a bench player for Liverpool. He's a wonderful bench player, and I would selfishly love to keep him, and I think selfishly he would love to stay, but he has to think of his career at some point. He has to think of, you know, trying to get in the England squad, which, I'll be honest, I don't see Harvey Elliott getting in the England squad, even if he moves to a Newcastle and he's playing regularly in the Champions League and all that. I don't think he'd get in the England squad even then. His position is so congested. Cole Palmer's ahead of him, Bukayo Saka's ahead of him. He isn't getting ahead of either of those. And he isn't getting ahead of Jude Bellingham. I don't think he'd be getting ahead of James Maddison either. So, for me, I don't see a world in which Harvey Elliott gets in the England World Cup squad. It just doesn't happen. Simon, I can't get a ticket for the first game of the season. Too expensive. Yeah, it's sadly part and parcel of it, isn't it, mate? Onye, I think that Sesko has loads of qualities to be a top striker, so Newcastle shouldn't be too upset. No, I agree. Like I said, there is a world where, I think Ben was saying earlier, I think there is a world where Newcastle benefit from this. You know, you sell Isak and you go out and you get Sesko, and maybe you go and get, I don't know, maybe honestly, we was watching Senna Lamens last night, the goalkeeper for Antwerp. He's as close to a Thibaut Courtois regen as you can possibly get. He's 6'4", 23 years of age, saved a penalty last night for Antwerp, commanded his area very well. I think it'd be a really, really good signing for Newcastle. Apparently, Antwerp only wants 17.5 million quid for him. And Man United are being linked with him. So, yeah, if Newcastle were looking for an alternative to Trafford, Senna Lamens would be a great shout. Go and get someone like him. Go and get someone like maybe, I don't know, maybe they get Gay from Palace. If you got Gay and you got Lamens and you got Sesko for the same money that you get for Isak, it's a result for Newcastle. They're a better team. Brandon, I've heard that Amorim is giving Højlund another chance instead of signing a new striker. Ooh, now that would be a real blow, but I could see it happening. I could see that happening. It's because they're just not going to be able to move him on. I think Amorim is reaching the point now where he's thinking, well, if there's no clubs coming in and offering big money for Højlund, we might as well keep him. We might as well give him another chance. Mr. Fantasy FL, cheers for the follow. Cheers for that, mate. Who's our next pre-season match, says Simon. It's Yokohama F. Marinos on the 30th of July. 4 days' time in Japan. As soon as Liverpool finish here, they fly from Hong Kong to Japan. It's a 4.5 hour flight, that. Hong Kong to Japan, and then, they are playing Yokohama F. Marinos. Harry Kewell's ex-team, that. Onye, Elliott to Forest. Elliott to Forest would be a good result, I think. Yeah, he'd be a good signing for them. He'd almost be a replacement for Gibbs White a year in advance of Gibbs White going. Ollie, do you think Coventry will get promoted from the Championship next season? I don't know. I think Coventry were really disappointing back end of the season. They were unlucky in that game, obviously, against Sunderland when Ballard scores the late winner. But something tells me they're going to... I think you might get the playoffs. But I can't see you coming up in the automatic slot. So maybe via the playoffs again. But certainly not automatic positions, no. Paul Hexon, why is Gravenberg in defence and Wirtz up front? He isn't up front. No, he's not up front. Wirtz has been playing a little bit further forward, but I think he's been... I honestly think this game is nothing to do with tactics or strategy. It's entirely to do with fitness. Because I imagine we'll change this entire lineup. We've even been playing with a back three for a lot of today's game, and I don't think that's how Arne Slot wants Liverpool to play at any point this season. So, yeah, I don't think it's a tactical thing. I think it's just about fitness. Go out there, lads, and have a run about and get match fit against the good AC Milan side. 124, I heard Spurs want him if Gibbs White doesn't sign. That'd be weird, though. Gibbs White can play in areas that Harvey Elliott can't. Harvey Elliott's not even remotely the same player as Gibbs White. Robert Strong, Elliott and Núñez should be part of the Isak deal. I think if it was Elliott and Núñez, then there wouldn't be any money involved. If they want Elliott and Núñez, that's fine, but it would Elliott, Núñez, and no cash. That could work maybe, but can't see it. SSB 28, Wirtz and Elliott are overlapping the spaces. It's kind of like how Vinny and Mbappe don't work, but Wirtz and Elliott in the 10. Yeah. And again, that's another thing, innit? We need probably to move Elliott on to see the best of Wirtz out there, because they're just duplicating each other's runs. Dan Vance, how's it going? Good to see you, sir. SSB 28, 4.5 is not too bad. Gulias, that shows that Szoboszlai is a real 8. Szoboszlai is a wonderful player. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Terrific player. Sullivan, Liverpool are getting relegated. Liverpool, sweet lord. Alan, I don't want to sell Elliott. Loan him out maybe, or sell with a buyback deal. I honestly, I don't see Elliott ever really coming back to Liverpool. Yeah, I don't think he ever comes back to Liverpool. I don't think he's good enough, if I'm really honest. But I imagine we'll see some big changes in the second half here. I would expect probably Kirkes, probably Frimpong, maybe Mamadashvili, maybe Kanate coming on for Van Dijk. Obviously, Van Dijk got a kick in the head just before half time. I wonder if there's any other changes, maybe. I imagine we do make wholesale changes for sure. Neil Mellor on the couch here. He's looking well. As if I've not stopped the clock. Why has no one told me I've not stopped the clock at half time? Yeah, there you go. Ben, would we get 100% profit on a deal for Elliott regarding PSR? If so, shouldn't be included in any swap deal. Yeah, I was going to say most clubs don't do swap deals per se. They do separate deals. So it's a completely separate transaction for the sake of PSR because they can bank it then. So it wouldn't be a swap deal per se in terms of how it's done on paper, but to all intents and purposes it would be a swap deal. What would probably happen is Liverpool would, if it was like that, Liverpool would pay, say, 120 million for, Isak, and then we would give Newcastle £5 million and give them, Newcastle would pay us 55 million. Maybe Liverpool would buy Isak for £5 million. Yeah, it'd be something like that. Liverpool buy Isak for 5 million. Elliott goes to Newcastle for 60 million. And Núñez goes for 55 million or whatever. And then it all kind of balances out. I don't know. It'd be something like that. Although the way that I've just done it, we obviously wouldn't balance out at all. But yeah, on paper it would need to it just becomes a paper exercise, the transaction. Alan, I think we need to sell Konate if he's not going to sign a new deal. I think it's looking more and more likely that he does sign a new deal for what it's worth. Yeah, apparently Konate's interested in remaining at the club, but we have to offer him better terms. I just really, really hope we do, because I'd much rather keep Konate than go out and sign anyone, to be honest. Right, there are some changes in the second half. Mamadashvili, Bradley, Konate, Tsimikas. Lots and lots of changes. Let me go through that exact change. In fact, I'll put them on the... I'll put them on the chat on YouTube. So if you're watching on TikTok and you want to see the changes for the second half, I will put them in. The lineup for the second half is as follows. There you go. That's the lineup for the second half. Mamadashvili, Bradley, Konate, Tsimikas, Kirkes. Tsimikas playing left centre-back. In midfield, it's Gravenberch, Jones, Nyoni. And then it's a front three, an entirely new front three of Gakpo, Doak, Frimpong. So I imagine it's Doak playing wide left, Frimpong playing wide right. And Cody Gakpo playing as a centre forward for Liverpool in this second half. Let me get the clock up and running yet again, because we're off and underway. Paul, Konate's going, really. I don't think he's there at the start of the season. I do. I think it's far more likely that Liverpool keep hold of him and he signs a contract maybe at some point in the season. Or maybe he doesn't. Maybe he leaves on a free again. Yo, Connor.96, how's it going? I am Kroot, RB Leipzig or Tottenham Hotspurs. I like Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, I like that one. AC Milan picking the ball up down the far end, and they've got a throw in. SSB28, do you think getting all these players and forming a Galacticos like Real Madrid will work in Liverpool? It failed in those two clubs. Well, I don't know if I would consider this to be a Galacticos per se. Liverpool are making two very, very good signings in Isak and Wirtz at their, maybe not their peak, but, you know, as close to. So we're signing Wirtz and we're signing Isak. I don't think that qualifies as a Galacticos team per se, because the rest of it, we've signed Kirkes, is 21, Frimpong is 24. A lot of these players are still quite young and humble. They've still got a lot to achieve in their career. So, yeah, I wouldn't qualify them as Galacticos. Certainly not like Real Madrid. Obviously, they had Zidane, they had World Cup winners Zidane, they had Ronaldo, they had Beckham had won multiple titles and Champions Leagues with United before he went there. Figo the same with Barcelona. Jimmy waiting for Big Vic to be announced. Big Vic. Grizzly Mob, where is the Galacticos at Real Madrid? I think he's talking about Ronaldo, Zidane and them, mate, yeah. I think he's talking about the Galacticos historically, I guess. Or maybe he's not, maybe he is, maybe I've read it wrong. Maybe he's talking about, because the Galacticos at Real Madrid, Ronaldo, Zidane, they didn't win a Champions League, did they? That was what was always... I mean, I know Zidane won one before they came, but that wasn't the Galacticos era. The Galacticos era was when it was Ronaldo, Figo, Beckham, Zidane. You know, they didn't win a Champions League. PSG Superstars era failed. Balanced teams win, says SSB. I wouldn't say this Liverpool side lacks balance, personally. I think we're quite well balanced, to be honest. But we've added some superstar quality. I think Wirtz and Isak is undoubtedly superstar quality. Nugget, Rangers versus Middlesbrough. What about Rangers versus Middlesbrough? Thank you for the follow, Adso. Appreciate that, mate. Tex-Mex Jex, I know I'm an ignorant American, but isn't Chelsea a bigger club than Arsenal? I would have always said no. I am a massive traditionalist when it comes to football, and yeah, I would have always said Arsenal are bigger than Chelsea, but I think there's only so long you could ignore the fact that Chelsea have won 2 Champions League titles and they've won far more Premier Leagues than Arsenal in the last 20 odd years. You know, Arsenal haven't won a league title in 20 odd years. They've never won a Champions League. Chelsea have beaten Arsenal in European finals as well. I think if a player in Europe nowadays, I think if there's a player in Europe who has an option, Arsenal or Chelsea, where am I going? I think you go in Chelsea. So, I don't like Chelsea. I really don't like Chelsea. If for what it's worth, I would absolutely prefer Arsenal over Chelsea. I'm not a lover of either club. I'm a Liverpool fan, but if you asked me to pick one, I would definitely prefer Arsenal to Chelsea. But that said, I think I would agree with you, Tex-Mex. I think I would be saying that Chelsea are a bigger club than Arsenal now. Yeah. And I think they're a bigger club in every way that matters, put it that way. They're a bigger club in every way that matters. They've won more in the last 20 years. They've won the big things in the last 20 years. They've beaten Arsenal in the last 20 years. AC Milan are in here. Chance. It's 1-0. 2-1. Sorry, not 1-0. 2-1. Great goal on the counter-attack. Fabulous goal. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Ex-Chelsea as well. What a finish that is. It's a goal. The Rossoneri on the counter-attack. Tore Liverpool to shreds there. Absolutely tore Liverpool to shreds. I think you got to do better than that, you know. Don't think Mamardashvili didn't have a chance, but again, long ball into the channel. It's Rafael has tore Liverpool to shreds today. Cuts it inside. Who's that who comes across? Who's that who comes across for Liverpool? Whoever that is, you've got to do better. Who is that? Conor Bradley. 50-50 ball, got to win that. Kind of bounces off his shin, so maybe it's a bit unlucky, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek puts AC Milan 2-1 up. Don't like that. Philippines, good to see you again, mate. Hope you're well. Good to see you too, man. Yeah, I'm really good, thank you. Really good. Hope you're doing good too. Adzo, do you think Owen Beck will make it at Liverpool in the next few years after loans? No, I think he needs a move away, mate. I think he needs a move away. He's never going to get in over Kirkes, is he? He's never going to get in over Robertson. At least not in the next couple of years. So I just think for his career, it's kind of like the Harvey Elliott situation. It's you know, you want him to go and get time elsewhere, and if he's good enough, you know, if he goes and proves himself elsewhere, maybe he comes back to Liverpool in years to come. But I just think it's no good for him. Same as Harvey Elliott, it's no good for him to be sat on the bench. You don't want players, good young players need time to be on the pitch. They don't want to be sat on the bench, you know, waiting for the chance. You need him out playing, making mistakes. Free kick to AC Milan. Tex-Mex Jex, what's the worst tie and the best tie in your opinion as a Liverpool fan? Tie? What do you mean by tie? Don't know what you mean by tie. Paul Hexham, it's a warm-up, you said. Vince that it's a warm-up, it's a friendly, no stress. That was Loftus-Cheeky, says Jimmy. Listen, just because it's a friendly and it's a warm-up, don't mean I can't be annoyed. I'm a Liverpool fan, I don't like seeing us getting beat. SSB 28. Arsenal are a bigger club in my opinion. Other than Champions League titles, Arsenal historically have more everywhere else. More fans, bigger stadium, bigger brand. So I know, but all of that you can't quantify, SSB. You can't quantify more fans. How do you know that Arsenal have got more fans than Chelsea? I don't think you can quantify. That's impossible to quantify. It's a corner to Liverpool. So yeah, we can't quantify that. You could say they've got a bigger stadium. Sure, bigger stadium. That's undeniable. But yeah, I don't think everything else. No, Chelsea, I think have caught them up. I think the fact they've got 2 Champions League titles, they've won far more recent history. Chelsea beat Arsenal. Last 20 years, Chelsea beat Arsenal every single day of the week. Even if you go last 25 years when Arsenal have won titles, last 25 years, Chelsea beat Arsenal. Hands down. It's not even close. Grizzly Mob, what a counter that was. Ben, if I was a player now and was offered the same terms for Arsenal and Chelsea, I'd be in West London quicker than a quick thing from Quickland. That guy Miles, that Kirkes getting sent to the shops, best left back in the league. Kirkes? What are you on about? Mate, Kirkes wasn't even there then. Kirkes was, it was Bradley. It was Conor Bradley. Getting sent to the shops. Grizzly Mob, from outside perspective, growing up, we known about Chelsea more than Arsenal, and the only thing we know about Arsenal is because of Thierry Henry. Like I said, I really like Arsenal. Arsenal are a wonderful club. You know, one of the best teams I ever saw growing up. Loved watching the Arsene Wenger side, but they're more known for AFTV in the last 5-10 years, aren't they? Let's be honest. It's more known for that than anything else. KAMC, Chelsea comfortably the 3rd biggest team in England, can only hang on to history for so long. Kieran Baines, good to see you, Kieran. How's it going? G Lawrence, bro, you hate Arsenal, don't lie. Listen, I don't particularly love Arsenal, but that's only because of recent sort of rivalry. That's them trying to create a rivalry. But no, I don't think for any more. I've never had an issue with Arsenal. Same as Newcastle. Newcastle fans seem to think I dislike them. I really like Newcastle. Really like them. Chance, far post. Liverpool must hit it. Oh, Frimpong. Is he onside? Good ball in. Good pressure from Liverpool, this. Much better. Grizzly Mob. Oh, so we've done that one. SSB 28. I used jersey sales. I don't live in the UK. I've seen more Arsenal jerseys than Chelsea. Okay. More Arsenal jerseys than Chelsea. That would be one metric, wouldn't it? That would be one metric of how you determine whether a club has more fans. But it's not the best way of measuring it, I would argue. And I don't think there is a way to measure it accurately, really. We don't really know for sure how many fans Chelsea have and how many fans Arsenal have. 1,000 boiled eggs. I love your collection of shirts. Cheers, man. Appreciate it. Cracking goal from Liverpool. Yeah, Soboslai was a great finish. Liverpool are in here again. Should be. Finish it. Why didn't you shoot? Honestly, what is it with our players? Get in the box. Shoot. Hit it. Oh, you moron. Trying to walk it in. There's like 2 or 3 times now Liverpool have got the ball and tried to walk it in. Naoni, stupid, picked the ball up in the penalty area. He danced through 2 tackles. All he needed to do was shoot. Instead, little foot in from Tamori and they get it away. So annoying that. Frustrating. Normal guy, I am back. Good to see you. SSB28 says shoot. Yeah, shoot. That's exactly what I thought as well. Shoot. Stop pissing about with it. Liverpool pushing forward again. And Milan just about get it clear. Paul Hexham, calm down. You're going to have a coronary. Kieran, hope you're well, mate. I'm good, mate. Hopefully you are too. AC Milan pushing forward. It's 3. What a goal that is. What an absolute screamer that is from AC Milan. Oh my God, it's all falling to bits. It was, I think it was pulled back from Was it Salamakers on the right-hand side? It's an absolutely wonderful goal. Absolutely wonderful goal. Great finish. Again, counter-attack. Liverpool being done on the counter-attack. Simple ball. It is Salamakers on the right-hand side. Picks the ball up, gets to the edge of the box. He looks up, pulls it inside. And it's a fabulous first-time finish, that. Absolute screamer. Mamardashvili, no chance with either goal, to be honest, since he's come on the pitch. It's an absolute screamer. First time finish. Oh, it's not Mamardashvili. It is Mamardashvili. Why? This is ridiculous. They've shown Woodman has come on. Woodman's not come on. I can see it's Mamardashvili. It's got Woodman on here. It's not Woodman. It was, Mamardashvili picking the ball out of his net. And Okafor with the goal. Noah Okafor with a great finish. He only came on at half-time himself. And AC Milan ahead. Quite comfortably as well, you have to say. The changes for Liverpool have unsettled them. AC Milan haven't made any changes, really. A couple of them, but not many. The goalkeeper changed, Magnan. Pavlovic went off for Gabia. Okafor for Pulisic. And Yunus Musa came on for Fofana. SSB 28, this is where we need Ekatike or Isak. Grizzly Mob, what is this defence? It just, honestly, I'm not putting too much stock in it, but you can tell the changes have unsettled Liverpool. And you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have got 9 players literally in or immediately around the opposition box. 9. So in terms of committing bodies forward, it's not really a surprise that Liverpool are getting hit on the counter-attack, because it's not. This isn't a normal game. We're just going balls to it. Let's have a go. Off the bar! Oh, what a strike from distance. Who was that? Was that Kanate? Who was that? Oh, Gravenberch. That's an absolute screamer that would have been. Gravenberch got the ball about 30 yards from goal, and he just decides, you know what, I'm just going to have a hit. He just pings it. Just knocks it to the right. Shifts it. Smashes it. Keeper absolutely no chance. Just glances off the bar and over it goes. It's a claim for a corner. I don't think it is going to be a corner. And that's going to be the last action for Gravenberch. He's come off. Tyler Morton's come back on. Roll on, roll off subs. Who'd have thought that? KMC, most people struggle to control that ball, never mind placing it in the corner. And I was going to say, I thought that as well, yeah. Bondo's just come on for AC Milan, another young player. Stupinan and Chukwueze coming on as well. Stupinan making his debut. Former Brighton player. He comes on to make his debut for Milan. Literally signed for the club a few days ago. You would have thought maybe there's no reason why Ekatike couldn't play if Stupinan is. Philippines currently at inbox for the Rangers Middlesbrough game. Oh, Ibrox. How's Verts playing? Yeah, he's playing alright, mate. Yeah, he's playing okay. Or he's played okay. He's come off now. He only played the first half. But yeah, linked up with Salah. Some good touches. Okay. Not like super impressive, but okay. ZQXV, do you think Gyökeres plays tomorrow? No. As far as I'm aware, he's not an Arsenal player yet, is he? He's not officially signed for Arsenal, so I don't think he will be by tomorrow, and I certainly don't think if he is, he won't play. SSB28, Celtic beat us last year 4-0. Pre-season results don't matter, but play and style does. I think it's just fitness, isn't it? Callum, bring Van Dijk back on then. You don't really care about this. You're not that bothered. Here's Gakpo. Opportunity for him to switch it over to the far side. And what a touch by Frimpong. Finish it, lad. Off the bar. Oh, unlucky. Was that off the bar or was it a save? Oh, what a touch from Frimpong. That was great switch from Gakpo. From one Dutchman to another. Gakpo switches it over to the far side. Frimpong just sees it coming over. Controls it really, really well. Gets in behind. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Albeit just off to the right-hand side. And he smashes it. Now it's a save. I thought it might have clipped the post. But it is a save. And it's a corner to Liverpool. That was really, really smart play by Frimpong. And maybe a sign of what's to come for Liverpool in that he might be played a touch higher up the pitch. It's going to be another corner for Liverpool. Jod Singh, how was Lamens yesterday? He was very good. If you go to my Twitter, mate, if you go to @thePLDad, if you search Premier League Dad on Twitter or you go and search @thePLDad, then you will see the scout notes that I did for Lamens yesterday. He commanded his area very, very well. Yeah, he was really, really sharp. Saved a penalty in the 20th minute. Apparently Antwerp wants £17 million for him. £17.5 million, €20 million. I think that's fair value, and I'd be very surprised if teams like Newcastle, who are looking for a goalkeeper after the whole Trafford deal fell through, I'd be very surprised if they don't take a look at him. Looks every bit the Thibaut Courtois regen. 23 years of age, 6'4", solid young keeper. One to keep an eye on, certainly. Frimpong's not happy. He thought he was fouled there by Estupiñán. I think it was a foul, to be honest. He was double-handed, shoved off the ball. But we're into the last 25 minutes here. Liverpool 1, AC Milan 3. And again, now eyes will probably turn to the Yokohama F. Marinos game, which is coming up. Yokohama F. Marinos on the 30th of July. That's the next Liverpool pre-season friendly. The next opportunity for us to see Wirtz, to see Ekitike, and who knows, if things move quickly, maybe even Alexander Isak. Free kick here to Liverpool. Conor Bradley fouled. I am Crute. Romano just tweeted Everton have submitted a bid for Malik Fofana. No, behave yourself. Surely that's not true. They have as well. Everton are in advanced talks to sign Malik Fofana from Lyon. Official bid submitted and clubs now in direct talks, with Everton also in contact with players' camp. Everton in discussion on personal terms with Fofana. Talks underway. Bloody hell. Now that would be impressive. If they get Fofana and Barry, that is exactly the sort of signing that could keep Everton, or at least would give Everton fans hope. Because they're desperate for pace. Absolutely desperate for pace, Everton. They need some pace and they need some width, and they haven't got it at all. But that will be a very, very impressive signing if Everton can pull that off. And I might have to rethink my suggestion that Everton might go down, or at least might be in a relegation battle. Fofana's a very, very talented young player. He's not, again, maybe not a player who comes in and lights the Premier League up, but he's a lovely, lovely young player, a really talented young player, and one that you would imagine would have a big, big future. So, yeah, it's good move for him, that. Good move for him. And a good move for Everton as well. If they can get him on a reasonable fee, again, it's one that you would imagine they'll sell on in years to come, and they'll make a good bit of profit on someone like him. I am Crute. Haven't Leeds now signed a keeper too? They signed Perry from Lyon. Yeah, and Perry's a good signing as well. Perry's a very top, maybe not a top signing, but a signing of a keeper that is reliable, I would say. Yeah, good signing. They need a centre forward though. I don't think Joel Pirot does it for them next season. They need a centre forward, Leeds. Jesus Christ. And Bayern have negotiated matching rights to be included into Adam Asnou verbal agreement with Everton. Everton have signed 2 players. Everton have signed 2 players while we've been watching this game. Adam Asnou from Bayern Munich. Again, 19 years of age, Moroccan international. Left back. So he'll probably be coming in and playing. Will he be coming in as backup to Mykolenko, or will he be coming in and playing instead of Mykolenko? 19 years of age. But, you bring him in, you bring Fofana in, that's a lot of pace, it's a lot of youthful exuberance, I guess, for Everton. It's certainly exciting. It's good for them to have a bit more to look forward to next season. They needed it. But yeah, Adam Asnou to Everton, initial fee worth €9 million plus 3 million in add-on. So 10 million quid for Asnou. I would imagine that's a backup. I don't think he comes in and displaces Mykolenko, but I think he comes in as backup. And for Fofana, we need to see what exactly that looks like in terms of a bid. Everton bid for Fofana. Let's see if we can see what the actual fee might look like. I can't see that. I can't see him signing. It's going to have to be a big fee. That's going to be a record fee for Everton. Probably talking 45 mil. That guy Miles, what's happening with Liverpool? PS, I know, but this ain't a good showing. Again, I don't think anyone's really concerned about pre-season. We literally got beat 4-0 by Celtic last year. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's literally just about fitness. And you can see the players aren't really trying an awful lot. It is they're casually knocking the ball about the pitch. No one really cares about pre-season games. It's not really remotely challenging at this. Especially when you consider we've changed the full team at half-time. Changed the entire squad at half-time. The players... Listen, Liverpool are 3-1 down here. If this was a competitive game, we'd be throwing everything at AC Milan. We're knocking it around the back. Liverpool are literally knocking it around the back and just trying to keep hold of the ball. Not really an awful lot of intensity and pressure. Joe, still good players on the pitch though. Good players for AC Milan as well, mate. Most of our best players aren't playing. No McAllister. McAllister's not playing. Salah's not on the pitch now. Florian Wirtz ain't on the pitch. Isak's not playing. Alisson's not playing. Van Dijk's not playing. We've got most of our best players aren't playing. I am Crute. Everton for the Conference League. Get a bet on it, Key. Everton are not getting in the Conference League. That ain't happening. Like I said, they might struggle to... listen, 2 signings doesn't change anything, but you've got to say Asnou and Fofana are impressive signings for Everton because they're not the type of signings Everton have been getting in recent years. That's not the type... That's a completely different profile to what Everton have been getting in recent years. Oh, Frimpong. Wonderful play by Frimpong. Oh, do you know what? If he'd have gone down there, he'd have got a penalty. He'd have got a penalty for that. He got kicked in the box and he stayed on his feet. I like that. I like that. I am Crute, waiting for Newcastle fans to say they'll win the league because they lost 4-0 to Celtic this year. Jay Lavelli, the season we won the league in 2020, we lost 4 out of 7 pre-seasons, one being 3-0 to Napoli. Yeah, I was going to say, you just can't put too much stock at all in pre-season. As you say there, it doesn't mean anything at all, does it? You're bang right, mate. Couldn't agree more. Chance for Liverpool. Oh, cleared away again by Milan. Ben, who are we on about for the Ev here? Asnu and Fofana. Asnu will be a backup, I think. I don't think he starts for Everton. He's just a prospect, a reliable enough young player that's come through. So it'd be interesting to see exactly how many minutes Asnu gets. Fofana, I've got to be honest, I don't know if that one gets done. If it does get done, then Everton have done really, really well to get that deal. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody else came in and took Fofana. Liverpool being one of them, by the way. I think the question, I guess, for Fofana would be, do you want to go and sit on the bench at Liverpool, or do you want to start regularly for Everton? And I think, you'd hope he would back himself and go to Everton. But then again, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he backs himself to get in the side at Liverpool. I don't think it is a straight shot. Liverpool have been linked with him. Many, many other clubs have been linked with Fofana. But Everton, if they do manage to pull that off, that is a very, very impressive signing. I don't think he hits the ground running. Same as Tierno Barry, to be honest. Doesn't hit the ground running, but you've got to say that's an impressive signing for the future. Another cooling break going on here now. Neoni, really impressive there. Neoni, Frimpong, Gakpo, good feet. J. Lavelle, Fofana will be a star for Everton if he signs for Forest. Reportedly agreed personal terms like 3 weeks ago. This is it. I was going to say, I still think there's more movement on that one. I mean, if they manage to secure it, then great. All that Romano has said is that Everton have sent a bid. It doesn't say anything about him, agreeing the move or anything like that. Just that they've sent a bid. What are we saying, sorry? Joe Asnu was a starter for Valladolid. He did play quite a lot for Valladolid last year, didn't he? He only joined... only latter part of the season, wasn't he joined? But yeah, I know he played a fair bit. We did a few Valladolid games towards the end of the season. But I don't know if he goes to Everton and immediately starts. I think they probably said to him, haven't they, look, if you come in, you've got a very good chance of starting, because the only person you'll be competing with is Vitaly Mykolenko, who hasn't really pulled up any trees for many years. He's only got a year left on his contract, so you've probably got a very good chance of cementing that position. But he will be your competition. Robert, mate, I think Isak will be getting all the boos at St James's next season, and is Sesko a good swap? Yeah, I think Sesko. I think as Joe said there, I think Sesko is the best striker available right now. I don't think there is another striker that Newcastle could get. Sesko is absolutely the best striker on the market right now. So yeah, I do. I think it's a pretty good. I don't think it's an upgrade, don't get me wrong, but I think if you sell Isak and you replace him with Sesko plus you go and get one or two others, then that's a Newcastle are a better side as a result. J. Lavelle sounds like Soufal could be heading to Everton too under Moyes. Solid signing if that happens. That's an unusual one, that, isn't it? Vladimir Soufal to Everton. That doesn't make a lot of sense. They've got Coleman there, they've got Patterson there, they've got O'Brien there. They've got 3 right backs effectively. Why would they be playing him? Joe Sesko is a match for match. He's a good centre forward, Sesko. He's a very good centre forward. If Liverpool, I'll put it this way, Joe. If Liverpool had signed Sesko this summer, I wouldn't have been disappointed. He's a very, very talented striker, and I think he'll do really well at Newcastle. But he's not. There doesn't need to be a but. He didn't do as well as Ekitike did in the Bundesliga last year, and he's not as good as Isak. So you're kind of both right. You're both right. LJ, matey, scored some goals. Betty's really cheap too. Yeah, he's sounding, mate. He's really good. J-Level, Henderson to Brentford is an unreal signing. Clever bit of business from them. Yeah. Bit like Norgard to Arsenal or... what's that, Naoni? Longstaff to Leeds as well is another decent signing. Yeah, Naoni wins it back. That's better. I like that. Robert Sesko is young with a lot of potential, and Eddie, going off his recent signings, makes players like that. World players like Isak and Ekatike. Well, he's done different. You know, Eddie Howe's got a decent record for transfers, sure. But he's had some misses as well. He's the same as all managers. He's had some hits, he's had some misses. Yeah, you know, he could sign Sesko, he could be absolutely garbage. He could sign Sesko, he could be better than Isak. You know, he could sign Sesko and he just does okay. We don't know. We don't know is the answer, and that'll be the exciting bit to watch next season. But he's a very good player, and I would say, in my opinion, like I said, if he'd have signed for Liverpool, I wouldn't have grumbled, I wouldn't have complained at all. Joe and Visser, who's already agreed personal terms, just waiting for the fee. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you get Sesko, you get Visser. Sesko, Visser. That's a pretty good pretty good thingy. Jude, I'll block you. Robert, do you think Newcastle still beat Sunderland without Isak, or are you saying we're a one-man team? No, you're not a one-man team. You've got a great side. Very good side. Still be difficult to beat. Grizzy Mob, not going to lie, these Liverpool youngsters are looking rough. I mean, look, they're playing against an AC Milan side that have an awful lot to prove. You've got to remember that. This AC Milan side are coming off the back of an incredibly tough year. Incredibly difficult year. They've been really, really poor, AC Milan. And it's not really a surprise, I think, that... Chatbox? What are you saying chatbox for? Yeah, it's not really a surprise that they've come out all guns blazing, you know, wanting to kind of lay down a marker. Ben, just seen a grown man out in Tesco with his missus wearing a Luke Littler dart top. I judge that massively. Hey, listen, you like what you like. To each their own. Paul Hexam, Frimpong is definitely quicker than Trent. He is, but whether or not he actually plays like Trent, I think, is another answer altogether. Ian Young, it's mad how a pre-season friendly is a cup final for AC Milan. It's true though, isn't it, mate? They've really got to prove something to these fans. They sacked 2 managers last year. 2 managers. They finished 8th, sacked 2 managers, and didn't really win a bean. So it's for them, this is a really, really pivotal season. And yeah, Allegri's come in, he's shaking things up. And yeah, they had a point to prove today. He'll be saying, listen, we need to take this seriously. I want us to beat these, put them to the sword sort of thing, and lay down a marker, let the fans know that we're not here to play games. Here's Naoni. Chance for Liverpool. Oh, just wide of the far post. Good effort that from Curtis Jones, just drifted wide. J-Level sounds like Dan and Doy is going Forest. Now, Dan and Doy is a very, very fast player. I remember him at the Euros and at the World Cup. He was very, very quick. Good player. Good player. Joe, you see Joe Linton threw digs at Isak on Insta saying Newcastle is my home. Go on, big Joe, lad. Well, yeah, I mean, I imagine it would upset a few of the players, wouldn't it? It would upset a few of the players if, you know, one of your best players, well, your best player, not one of, your best player comes out and says, I want to leave. You're effectively doing that to the rest of the squad, aren't you? You're effectively going, listen, lads, I'm done. So I can understand it would upset a few of his teammates. Up the Mags, are you watching another game after this today? I am, mate, yes. I am watching Bournemouth and Everton. tonight at 9 o'clock. I'll be live at 8 o'clock tonight. So give us a like, give us a follow, all that good stuff if you can. I'll be live at 8 p.m. for Everton against Bournemouth in the Premier League Summer Series in the US. Big news today for Everton. That Asnu and Fofana bids going in, so it looks like Everton are making inroads. Robert, would Anthony Gordon, Darwin Núñez, Benjamin Sesko, Johan Wissa be one of the best front three in the league? Well, that's 4. You've named 4 players there, mate. Hard to be a front three in a 4. 4 players in a front three. Ian Youngcop, also our formation today has been 1-5-4. Yeah, that's probably true enough. Yeah, we've been caught on the counter-attack an awful lot. Yeah, an awful lot. Yeah, it'd be a good front 4, but I think Darwin Núñez goes to Saudi. It's almost set that he goes to Al Hilal. Paul, good minutes for the lads. Different setup for the Charity Shield. Yeah, exactly. That's it. I think, listen, by the time the Charity Shield rolls around, Liverpool have already played another 3 pre-season friendlies. So, yeah, 3 pre-season friendlies in the next 2 weeks, by the way. So, Liverpool, it's busy. Very, very busy. Oh, that's poor. Come on. Really poor, that Cody. Cody was good chance there. Robert, are you thinking we beat Arsenal tomorrow, Kee? I do, yeah. I actually do think you beat Arsenal tomorrow. Again, same reason AC Milan are beating Liverpool today. You've got to look at it and think, who's the side who's got more to prove? And I think Eddie Howe will send those Newcastle players out thinking, do you know what? You need to almost give the fans a reason to be excited and give them a reason to you know, look at, there's a future beyond Alexander Isak. It's not just you. It's not just Alexander Isak. It's you guys. So I think he'll probably send them out with a very strong message to go and put on a show. And yeah, Newcastle had the Indian sign over Arsenal last season. And for Arsenal, it'll just be another pre-season fixture. They'll probably treat it like this. They'll treat it like Liverpool are treating AC Milan. It's just a run-out, bit of fixture, bit of fitness and a warm-up. And I fully expect, yeah, Newcastle probably do beat Arsenal tomorrow. Ian Young, imagine it was Núñez with that finish there. Oh, he'd never live it down, mate. He'd never live it down. That's the problem with Núñez. Some Liverpool fans literally want to see him fail. They enjoy seeing him fail. Up the mags, what's the most random game you've watched? The most random game? I've done a few in the last few months. We did Jamaica against Trinidad and Tobago in the Unity Cup. That was a couple of months ago. We did a game in the COSAFA Cup, which you might or might not remember. The COSAFA Cup was Zambia against Comoros. The COSAFA Cup, we watched that one. Yeah, I've done a game in the Latvian league. We did FK Auda against Daugava Pils. We did a few of them. We've done some Finnish league. We've done a few games. Lots of random games we've done. But when you make a commitment, as I do, to watch football games every day, some days there's a bit of a mad selection on, so we have to pick some mad games. Ben, you and your Núñez agenda is so painful. No Liverpool wants to see him fail. What a silly remark. Well, there's at least one Liverpool fan that wants to see him fail, isn't there, Ben? There's at least one Liverpool fan who wants to see him fail. Paul, I so wanted Núñez to blame a hit. He's had every chance and found wanting. Joe, I would definitely say Sesko has a better catalogue of goals than Isak, but you'll probably disagree. No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Sesko has far more to his game than Alexander Isak. I would say this, Joe. I would say Sesko can probably create more goals out of nothing, but Isak is infinitely better in front of goal. Sesko is not as good a finisher. He's nowhere near as good a finisher. He's not a poor finisher. I won't lie. He's not a poor finisher. He got 26 goals and assists in 46 games last year. 26 in 46 he got, which is still not bad in for Leipzig. He's a very, very tidy player. But his all-round game is nowhere near as good as Isak's. But yes, I agree with you. His goal catalogue and his I would even argue he's better in the air. He's better in the air than Isak. But Isak's just a million times better in every other metric you want to look at. Isak's much better. Up the mags, what games are you watching tomorrow? Games tomorrow. Oh, chance for Liverpool. Oh, good save. Games tomorrow. We've got Anderlecht against Westerlo. That's at 12 o'clock. We're doing the Belgian Pro League. Anderlecht against Westerlo. And then straight after that, we've got the Euros, Women's Euros final. Spain against England. So I'm going to be watching that. Hazard, what's your favourite shirt in the background? Probably the Fiorentina one. I really like the Fiorentina one. I mean, I'll be honest, mate, I've got so many shirts. That's literally the tip of the iceberg. But I would say the Fiorentina one is the best that I like there anyway. Robert, do you think if we get Wissa, Scalvini and Lucas Chevalier, we can be title contenders? No, mate. Newcastle are 6 or 7 players away from title contenders. You're some way from that. And maybe even further with Isak leaving. It depends how Sesko adapts when he comes in and all that. But you're a minimum 4 or 5 years away from title contenders. The first thing that Newcastle need to do, and this is not me having a dig, it really isn't. You've gone Champions League, out of the Champions League, back in the Champions League, and you only got in the Champions League last season by the skin of your teeth on the final day of the season. Newcastle now have to focus on being the team that stays in the Champions League. That's literally target number 1. You shouldn't even be thinking about title contenders. You're nowhere near that yet. If Newcastle finish 4th this year, it has been an incredible year. Incredible. I'll be honest, if you finish 5th, it's been an incredible year. The problem is 5th probably doesn't get you Champions League football this year. Chance! Yes! Liverpool 3-2! What a ball and what a finish by Cody Gakpo. That's what we wanted. That is what we wanted to see. It's a wonderful header and a wonderful ball in. Liverpool 2, AC Milan 3. There's 90 seconds left. Come on, lads. Get the ball back. Get the ball back. It's a great header, that, wasn't it? Fabulous header from Cody Gakpo. Fabulous ball in as well. Who was it who put the cross in? Canate. Oh, Canate. Please don't leave. Please don't leave Canate putting crosses in like that. Who needs Trent? He dug that out, didn't he? Oh, that's some goal, that. That's unbelievable. Gakpo hanging in the air just like a salmon. Leapt like a salmon. Bang. Send it back where it came from. We love you, Cody. That's it. Liverpool 2, Milan 3. Come on. Let's get another one. Take it to penalties. Take it to penalties. Oh no, I can't believe what we've just done. It's 4-2. Oh my God. I can't believe what has just happened. It's Okafor. He's made it 4-2. There was one more goal in this game. but it's gone to Milan. Oh no! What have we done? Oh, Mamardashvili. This is a disaster. Oh, this is an absolute fucking disaster. What's just happened here? Slot's shaking their hands. He knows his game over, obviously, but oh, this is an absolute calamity here. We have absolutely full on shat the bed. Who was that? Who was that? Who passes it back? It's Tsimikas! Get him sold! Get him sold! Tsimikas passes it back, and he passes it behind Mamardashvili. Oh. Absolutely shocking. Shocking, that. That Grizzly, that wasn't Mamardashvili, that. That wasn't Mamardashvili, that was Tsimikas. That was all Tsimikas, that. All Tsimikas. Miles, don't stress. Good news coming soon, mate. Isak to Liverpool. Here we go. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Paul Hexam, sweeper keeper. He is not. No pace. You can't blame him for that. You can't blame Mamardashvili for that. That was Tsimikas. Tsimikas smashed it back to... You can't... Defo, no way. That's not Mamardashvili's fault. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. That was definitely Kostas Tsimikas, the Greek scouser. Well, hey, Liverpool lose. Liverpool 2, AC Milan 4. It's all finished. And the Standard Chartered trophy goes to the Rossoneri. He had 5 yards on the attacker. Come on. I know, but mate, keepers don't train for sprinting. And to be fair, by the way, Okafor's rapid. Okafor is absolutely rapid. Mamardashvili, there's no way at all you would expect a 6 foot... How tall is he? 6'4", 6'5"? No way you expect him to catch that. Joe, you off now then? I am, mate, yes, I am. I am off. I will be back in... I'll be back in about 3 or 4 hours. I'll be back at 8... Well, I'll be back at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tonight, I'll be back for Everton against Bournemouth in the Premier League Summer Series. It's live on Sky Sports. If you haven't yet, give us a like, give us a follow on here. Go and give us a like and a subscribe on YouTube. Premier League Dad. It makes a massive difference if you can. And I will see you all at 8 o'clock if you're coming back for Everton against Bournemouth. And I'll see you soon. Why don't you watch Craig Gordon's testimonial? Didn't even know Craig Gordon's testimonial was on. Who's he playing? Who is it? Craig Gordon's testimonial. The Mackhams. Oh, Hearts v Sunderland. Yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff. Quite a few games kicking off at 3 o'clock, yeah. To be honest, I was looking at a few. There's Stoke against Wolves, and there's all of the Scottish League Cup games coming up as well. Ross County, Partick Thistle, St Johnstone, Elgin, Livingston against Kelty Hearts. There's lots of games coming up at 3 o'clock, but I'm not going to watch them. I'm going to leave them till... I'm going to leave it till tonight. I'm going to go off and review the day's transfer stories and come back prepared for tonight's game. Everton against Bournemouth. Couple of big transfer stories for Everton to get our teeth into, so we'll see whether there's been any update on Asnu and Fofana, a couple of big signings for the Toffees. And yeah, listen, hopefully see you all there. If you're coming back, I'll see you at 8 o'clock tonight. Take it easy. See you soon. Have a nice day.